What's up, everybody? Welcome to Q and Cobe, the show where me and Cobe go over some of the fun events that have happened. And there has been some fun. The Cavs put a historic ass whooping on the Miami Heat back-to-back nights. The Lakers, they're in trouble. They're in trouble. They're very much in trouble. They're hoping that Minnesota hits them with an unserious streak that we have not seen since 2016. The Browns probably had the most interesting draft of anybody. I think that's hands down the case, right? They gave you something for every day to talk about.
Yeah, definitely has something for every day to talk about.
Yeah, every right. Day two was the day where we was gonna be pretty normal, and it was like, nah, we gonna give you something to talk about. And then day three, oh yeah, we came back and gave you more to talk about. So the Browns kept us thoroughly entertained over the weekend. Where do we want to start first? Do we want to start with the historic ass whipping? Do we want to start with your Lakers in trouble? Do we want to start talking about the NBA playoffs in general? Because I do have some thoughts on some of the other series going on. Where do we want to start? Dealer's choice, Cole.
We're going to make people wait for the Browns for a little bit. We're going to make people wait for the Browns a little bit.
We're going to start with them Lakers.
yeah. Let's get it over with.
What's going on, dog? What's going on?
It's over. It's over.
Was the defense a mirage in the regular season?
No, you know what I think it is? I think it's the fact that they don't have a big that they could play in this series because they can't play Jackson Hayes.
The fatal flaw that we knew they had coming in ended up getting them in the playoffs.
It got them. If you look at the breakdown of the series, they've outscored the Timberwolves in the first three quarters. In this series, that fourth quarter, they just run out of gas, and they just come back in the fourth and kill them.
Yeah, and like the thing about the Lakers, their two best players have been playing since July.
Yeah, and Luka gonna be real. Got to work on that defense next year, buddy.
Yeah, and he's having some stuff pop up with him where it's like he has the flu one day, and another day he's just like he gets gassed, and it's
conditioning is an issue. Nico might have had a point.
Well, speaking of Nico, did you read the article by Tim McMahon?
No.
About what happened with Nico, Dirk Nowitzki, and Luka?
No.
Okay, if you haven't read this article, I recommend you do in chat, especially because it's a fascinating article. Basically, that goes all the way back to Dirk's Hall of Fame ceremony, where things start to fall apart. But basically, the way the cookie crumbles is after Mark Cuban got let go of basketball operations, there was a massive power vacuum that Nico saw fit to grab. Now, there have been people, there's a guy, a trainer, or like the guy in charge of health and training for the Dallas Mavericks. I forget what his official title is, but he's an exec. He's not just like the trainer. He's the exec of all the health stuff. Really good reputation. He was the guy for the Olympic team. Nico fires him a couple of years ago. Now, this guy was close with Luka and close with Dirk. Dirk trusts him implicitly. Like, he's the guy that Dirk trusted to come back all those years in Dallas. Well, Nico fires him, and the thinking in Dallas is that Nico fired him because he had a lot of sway in basketball ops, right? So he wanted to be in charge. He brings in a new medical staff. Now, they have what happened to them this year happen, which is the ultimate bad look. I don't know if we can blame it strictly on that, but there is a parallel being drawn there between their health issues this year, trading for Anthony Davis, and getting rid of the guy that was in charge of the health that did it well for 25 years for the Dallas Mavericks. And that's when people were like, oh, this is the beginning of the end here with Luka in Dallas, right? Because the power struggle continued. Luka had, and this is the quote, a body team. Sounds crazy, but he had a body team, right? And apparently Luka and his body team were working really good with the old guy, didn't work so great with the new guy. This led to other things, and I told you in this article, you'll read it, Jason Kidd, a lying motherfucker. He's a lying motherfucker. Because in this article, Jason Kidd is one of the main people upset about how Luka was out of shape when he got injured. He came back overweight multiple times, right? So the team was furious about that. Jason Kidd too. Now, I don't think Jason Kidd said trade him, but I do think Jason Kidd put a battery in the backpack of Nico to do something like that. You know how
it sounds like you were mad about, you know how you be mad about something and you tell your homie you mad about something? And the homie take it to a whole different place.
I didn't know he was going to shoot him, right?
like
confront him.
Like, hey, I just wanted to rough him up a little bit, and then you took it to a whole like a whole different place.
Yeah, that's what I think happened. I think Jason Kidd put the battery in Nico's backpack. Nico is Jason Kidd at the end of the day. His words gonna hold a lot of sway to people who like Jason Kidd. And Nico seemed like one of them dudes who think Jason Kidd's great. And like I think Jason Kidd's a great player, but like I would be very, very worried about Jason Kidd in any kind of corporate structure. Like he does not seem trustworthy at all. But yeah, Jason probably was furious, ranting. You know how Jason's passionate, right?
But like not like, yeah, he's passionate, but like this, like I'm a trade. Like there's no way he was like ranting and then being like, yeah, go ahead and trade. Like, yeah, go ahead and trade him. He was probably just mad and just like voicing how mad he was about him being out of shape. And then it just goes from there. And I feel like your camera or something. Yep. Curtis.
All right. So my bad. I don't know.
Well, I was about to tell Curtis come up here.
We good. But yeah, I get what you were saying, right? But in the article, it is suggested that Jason Kidd said at one point, "Don't be surprised if we trade him."
Yeah.
So, like, I don't think Nico came to this conclusion by himself, right? Right now, it's being portrayed as if Nico just thought of the trade by himself. I don't think Jason Kidd was in there like, yeah, let's get this piece and that piece. But I think Jason Kidd did not realize he gave off the impression that he would be okay with it.
Oh, that's what happens when you be mad though sometimes.
Yeah, you just don't need to tell nobody you this mad. Right?
It's after you get mad, you know.
Yeah.
Don't be thinking it through sometimes.
Mm.
He probably woke up, saw the notification, and was probably like, fuck. Oh man, Q, what is going on with your camera today, brother? What is going on? We're gonna have to start talking to Curtis about the Seahawks. We ain't trying to do that.
Okay, are we back?
Yes,
we are back. Cutting out. I don't know what the fuck's going on with the internet right now. But yeah, I think it's a combination of like Nico being fed up, Nico wanting to have control, and now really like being used to a star player not working with him in the ways that he's used to star players kind of working with him at Nike, right? That led to the whole trade. And yeah, man, I told you, I think Jason Kidd put the fucking battery in the backpack. Like, I don't know if he knew he did that, like, but it was something where I'm like, I know when he copped that plea, people in the Mavericks organization were like, I know he ain't copping pleas. I heard you talk about Luka. Like, there's no shot that he was like, I'm going to just do this by myself. Because if Jason Kidd really felt that way, he's Jason Kidd. He can resign and get another job. Right? Like, the fact that he's still there means that he kind of knows. Ooh, yeah, I did kind of tell him to trade Luka that one time. I didn't think he was listening for real, right? Like,
even the way you're describing it makes it sound like it wasn't intentional. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's intentional though.
Like, he might have done it. He might have done it, but he's like, hey, bro, I didn't think you was gonna do that though. I didn't think he was gonna do that.
Or maybe he did mean to do it. And then he saw the reaction and was like, Oh man, I was just joking. He's Jason Kidd. He's known for doing shit like this. Like I'm not gonna write it off that Jason Kidd could have possibly had that kind of reaction because everything we know about Jason Kidd in the 20 years this man has been in the public spotlight suggests that he is not above it.
Yeah.
So I don't give that man the benefit of the doubt at all. So yeah, that whole thing, that article is fascinating. That's how Luka ends up in Los Angeles. I tend to think the Lakers were just on the receiving end of a perfect storm, right?
Like, usually how it goes.
And I think Rob was in a perfect position because if anybody can smell a perfect storm, it's this dude, specifically for like the chaos that they're going through, because he had a similar kind of chaotic start in Los Angeles, right? With the whole Magic's gonna come in and run the team, and then he trades Zubac and all the shit. Then he just quits. And he's like, no, I know dysfunction when I hear it. Let me sniff around, right? They might be upset. Let me see who they really mad at behind the scenes right now in Dallas, because they've been mad for like 3 seasons. They made the finals last year and they made people forget, but they weren't happy Dory go lucky. Right. There was a lot of divisiveness about whether the Kyrie trade was a good idea when they made it. Right. Like this was not a happy basketball team for the last 3 years. And you can tell that from the outside looking in. And then it leads to Luka going to LA. The thing with LA is I feel like people got a little over exuberant about what LA could do this year. We knew they had massive roster issues going into the playoffs. They did a great job of masking it during the regular season. And you do have LeBron and Luka. So when you're playing good basketball, you have those two, you're going to get the benefit of the doubt in the playoffs. But what was exposed here was you can't play Jackson Hayes in the playoff series a ton of minutes and think you're just gonna win.
They can't play him at all, and this is the thing. And I told you this when the trade happened,
right? Like,
I told you this when the trade happened. I said this is a move for the next 5 to 10 years.
Yes.
Whatever happens this year, it's like whatever happens this year happens this year. It doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things because they know they have roster construction issues. They knew they had roster construction issues when they got Luka because they tried to trade for Mark Williams and then backed out of it for whatever reason. We'll never know what really happened. Mark said that he passed all his physicals. He didn't fail anything. The Lakers, who knows? I don't know. But they knew that they had roster construction issues when they made the trade. The Minnesota Timberwolves are probably the worst matchup if you cannot have any big men play. If you don't have any bigs that you can play, it's probably like the worst matchup for you.
Honestly, the Western Conference is just an entire bad matchup.
It's a bad matchup for you because there's bigs all over the place. If you don't have anybody that you can play,
like even like the Rockets with Steven Adams would have caused a huge problem.
Oh yeah, with Steven Adams and Sengun, and then all the athletic forwards they have that just rebound all the time, like it would have been an issue. You know what I'm saying?
There's one conference you gotta have a center, and that's the West. The West just has
their best defensive big is LeBron James at 40.
That's crazy.
It's also true.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying? So it's
crazy that we finally reached the point in LeBron's career that he is like a power forward. like
full time.
Talking about it 20 years ago. Oh yeah, LeBron gonna be 40 playing power forward. Now we're here, right?
Yeah, full time.
Yeah,
full time.
He came into league as a 2 guard, like a 6'8", 240-something pound 2 guard, which is insane. Yeah, man, just a crazy career for LeBron James. But yeah, the Lakers look like they're in trouble. I know people are like, it's LeBron, they're down 3-1.
No, it's
just too easy for somebody to have a good day against the Lakers right now, right? And I think that's what it is. It's like Anthony Edwards, he's going to be Anthony Edwards. But it's like Jaden McDaniels been whipping ass, or like,
man, it's not even Jaden McDaniels, it's Julius Randle, bro. He's been cooking. Yeah. That get back a motherfucker. It really is.
Yeah, it's something for sure. You right? That's just for the Lakers, right?
Like he been waiting on this one.
He got that one and one under the hoop, and he screamed. I'm like, oh, he felt that. That meant something to him.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, this means something to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. What other series? The Oklahoma City Thunder, Memphis Grizzlies. It was the worst ass whipping we saw in the playoffs so far. We thought that wasn't going to be topped. Well, when Memphis got beat by 51, we was like, nobody's going to lose like that again. We'll get back to that part. Pretty decisive victory. Oklahoma City looks like the best team in the West right now. I think that's a pretty fair argument given how they went through that, just dismantled the Memphis Grizzlies. Again, it's a 1-8 matchup, so can't really take too much from it, but that's how you want to see a 1 seed handle it. And there were questions about if Oklahoma City was at the point maturity wise to be handling the 1 seed and look like a 1 seed. Well, they look like a damn 1 seed. I think we could all argue that one successfully. They look like a damn 1 seed for sure. The 2-7 matchup, it's kind of going how we thought it would go. It's a tough draw for Houston, man. Because the way Golden State had been playing coming into that series, I thought this series was over when they didn't win the game Jimmy played. Like in Golden State, when Jimmy was out last game, not this game, not game 4, but game 3, when Jimmy wasn't in there.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, it's over. Like, because you're not going to win the game that Jimmy plays. And in game 5, Jimmy, it's going to be disgusting. And Steph, they're not ready for it. Like Houston, if you want to look for a team that's like, oh, yeah, this is their first time real playoff series against some real vets, you can see it all over Houston because they will play well in between the start of the first quarter and the end of the fourth quarter. But boy, do some shit in the bed happen at the end of these games here for Houston, right? Missing a foul shot, something small that I think cost Houston the game in the long run. At the end of the half, they had a clean dunk attempt. And then somebody, I forget who it was, somebody passed the shit to get it dunked in.
No, you know what really cost them in the series more than anything?
Shooting.
Free throw shooting. Yeah. That's what it is. It's free throw shooting. It's abysmal.
They have had so many, like, that's what I'm saying. Houston looks like a young team because they've had so many opportunities to seize momentum and they don't seize it. And then they allow the Warriors to get hot because they don't seize the moment. They don't go up 7 because they missed 4 foul shots, right? Was it Dylan Brooks gets hacked by Jimmy Butler, who admitted he don't like that motherfucker, right? Mm-hmm. And that was I don't like this motherfucker foul. Does that. You get 2 foul shots, you miss them both.
Yeah.
Critical part of the game, right? And that's what happens over and over for Houston. I'm not going to read too much into their future because of this. Because
you should.
I don't know. I don't want to. Because I did the whole thing with the Cavs. So like, I'm more willing to see like.
This ain't that though.
The Cavs.
This ain't that, brother. This ain't that, brother. This ain't that.
But I don't know what they're gonna do in the future. I don't know what they have to do. Who they gonna have to trade. All I do. Did Jalen Green foul out? Did I miss that at the end of the last game?
I'm glad you mentioned it. I'm glad you mentioned his name
because that's not on the floor.
that's what's going to change in the future. Jalen Green is not going to be on the roster going forward. He did not foul out. Ime Udoka has benched him in 2 consecutive games.
Yeah, so like that can't be good. So they need a primary scorer. If Giannis asks for that trade, dog, that market's gonna be hot as hell. Okay, like because they could use Giannis. They could just use a primary scorer. They need somebody to anchor that offense because when you watch Houston play, they are probably the second worst. I don't know. Are they worse than Detroit?
Yes.
You think they're worse offense than Detroit? I think Detroit's a little bit worse, not because they're not as talented. I think they're way more talented than Houston on the offensive end. I just think their sets are so fucking disgusting when you watch Detroit. Like their offensive half-court offense, their sets in half-court just are so gross. And I'm just reminded every time I watch them work in these close games in the half-court why JB is not here anymore.
Yeah, the difference between Detroit and Houston, and I talked about this on Twitter a little bit earlier. Detroit has the superstar. Like Detroit has Kate.
Yes.
So they have the superstar. So they're a little bit more. The things they do are a little bit more viable in the half court. Doesn't have a superstar, but they've got like a lot of young talent. Like they got a lot of guys who would be like, I think would be like third options. Maybe one or two guys who could possibly become second options of maybe.
You talk about Detroit?
I'm talking about Houston. Like they got a bunch of young dudes who are like, you could see being like third options, you know what I'm saying, fourth options, maybe one or two guys who maybe could become
can develop into a really good second option.
He's more of a third to me. Like he's really inefficient.
Now he needs to ball so much. He has to be a second option. He can't be a third. He's not a spot up guy. Like you need a spot up game. You're gonna be a third option. You can't be like, I'm gonna get the ball at the top of the key, dribble in, and try to make somebody miss and walk under them as a third option. That's just not gonna happen, right? Like
he's also not efficient enough. He's not efficient enough to be a second option to me. Like especially as a center, like he shoots below 50% from the field as a center. I hate that. Yeah,
I think he has to be a second option to be useful. Like he's not going to get 30 as your third option. He can't shoot. He got no quick game. He can't make fucking foul shots. Like he has no use to you as a third option. He has to either be your primary guy or your second guy. He's not going to be, I don't know, unless he develops a shot, he's not going to be good enough to be your first option. I think he can be your second option if you got a really good one option, like a really efficient one option.
I don't know. Sengun's a little weird to me. He also
they are the team that might trade for Trae Young.
No,
I think that'd be good for them.
No, I think I know where Trae Young's going.
You think he's going to what? Orlando?
Orlando.
No, I don't think Orlando does it because I think they care about some of the like intangible shit that Trae's been notoriously awful for.
Man, he is what they are missing. He is what
I agree with you. Like fit wise, it makes sense. I'm just saying, like the way they've built that team, it's a lot of grit and grind. And maybe the grit and grind gives them room to say, hey, let's bring in Trae Young. But I don't know. Like Trae Young, you know how Davion Mitchell feels like a Heat player. Trae Young don't feel like no Orlando Magic to me. I look at Trae Young.
Who really feels like an Orlando Magic player, though?
Well, the way they're building that team. It's a grit and grind kind of team. Like that's the kind of, they're physical. They want to be strong. I don't think that's the direction they see themselves going now. I think Houston probably like tries to get him. Maybe I ain't gonna be surprised if they try to swing Karis LeVert and Trae Young with like Jalen Green or something like that, and maybe like get a pick or something. Because what they need is somebody who could dribble and get a bucket. And like, say what you want about Trae and say what you want about Karis. You can have them on the floor at the end of the game. Well, sometimes you can have Karis.
I was about to say, don't lie like that. Sometimes you cannot have Karis there at the end of the game.
Right. But sometimes you can't have Karis, right? So I think that feels like the team that does the Trae Young thing. I think if anybody goes super hard for Giannis, it's probably going to be one of the Florida teams, Miami or Orlando. I just don't think Giannis moves. We've been playing this game with Giannis for years, and he doesn't fucking move.
No, this feels like Giannis. This feels like it's time to go now.
Yeah, but what does Houston have that like Milwaukee would fucking want?
You know the team that you need to worry about going after Giannis? If the Oklahoma City Thunder do not win the title this year, that's who you need to be worried about.
Oh my God. Would they keep Chet and do that?
You probably have to trade Chet.
First round picks in the world.
You probably have to trade Chet to do it, but you wouldn't do it? You wouldn't trade Chet to get Giannis?
Yeah, I would trade Chet to get Giannis.
Of course you would. You would trade Chet and whatever the other young players and however many picks it took to get Giannis.
Yeah, you just give up a bunch of picks, Chet, one of the Jalens. Pick your Jalen. Well, maybe you try to keep the good one.
I mean, they've got all the picks and all the young players in the world to make it happen.
Yeah. So a lot of ways they could go about it. Let's see. What's the 3-6? We talked about the 3-6 already. That's the LA series. 4-5 matchup. Is that?
Oh, that's Clippers. That's Clippers. It's so fire. It's so fire. Every game is fire. Every game.
Really good team is getting eliminated.
Every game is fire.
Platinum. I've been watching these like Western Conference playoff game, and I'm reminded the playoffs haven't really started yet for the Cavs because we haven't had a game that like felt like one of those where it's back and forth, and you got to make your run, and then you make a 7-0 run, and they make a 6-0 run, and all that. You get nervous. We ain't seen shit yet.
Every Clippers Nuggets game, you have no idea what the fuck is about to happen.
It could be a walk-off dunk.
A walk-off buzzer beater. A walk-off buzzer beating dunk in a playoff game by like that much.
That can only happen to the Clippers.
Man, what? I was telling people, I was like, do you know how much has to go right for you to lose that way? Or for you to win that way? Do you know how much has to go right in that moment for you to be able to win a game that way?
It's the other way. You know how much has to go wrong for the Clippers for that to happen? Like there was no box out. They were
even like the Nuggets.
Go up.
Even from the Nuggets perspective, like Jokic airball the three.
I thought it was a fucking pass.
He airballs the three.
And then he just times it up perfectly to get it done. That's insane. It's insane. Either way you look at it, it's insane. Oh, going back to the Golden State thing, you think Draymond should have been ejected for trying to kick Buddy in the nuts?
Absolutely, but they'll never eject Draymond.
And then he got to get the last possession. I'm like, bro, this is Golden State cheese. Like, the Houston Rockets don't need this lesson, but boy, do the refs love fucking over the Rockets in favor for the Golden State Warriors. This is not the first time that they've experienced this, man.
You know what? You can't even put that on the refs or anybody else, because why would your go-to play to get a bucket is Sengun ISO on Draymond Green in Golden State?
Because the other option, and this goes to why Houston has to make some trades. Cole, the other option was Fred VanVleet.
I take Fred VanVleet.
Fred VanVleet.
Yes.
Fred VanVleet. The dude we did not think about for 5 years since the 2019 finals.
Listen, man. He was cooking that game too. Let him shoot the ball.
Even when Fred VanVleet was at his peak, we were like, "How the fuck is Fred VanVleet doing this?"
We would have been asking that question one more time because he would have been shooting the ball. It's up to me.
They got nobody to go to. I think it has to be Sengun. He's been the only guy that can get you a bucket at will.
Man,
that's the problem.
You don't want that.
Hey, look, I need to get Russell Westbrook of actual audio quote of him saying that's the problem, because that's gonna go right on the soundboard. That's the problem. Look, who else were they gonna go to? Cole? Jalen Green?
No, he was on the bench, so no.
No, like Fred VanVleet at 5'11", like what options did they have? They had nothing, and they had like 6 seconds to get a bucket, and then homie shot the ball with 12 seconds left. Like he completely panicked.
I was like, as soon as he was matched up on Draymond, I was like, oh yeah, the Warriors are about to win.
All right, so who do we have winning in the West right now? I think Minnesota.
Yeah, Minnesota's gonna win.
Clippers. I think the Clippers will win.
You got the Clippers?
It's 2-2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the Clippers.
I can't even call it. I have no idea who's gonna win.
I got the Clippers. I think they're the better team. And like they didn't just fire their coach. So I feel like once the shit gets turbulent, they're gonna stick together a little bit better. But it's the Clippers. So like I'm not too strong about it. Hey, but if that team makes a run, they're trouble. They are trouble. But they're just gonna be so beat down by the time they even get to like the Western Conference Finals. The way they have to run, because they got to play Oklahoma City next to the advance. Yeah. What a fucking horrible prize!
Yeah, somebody get the crazy matchup. Unfortunately,
all rested, and you probably going 7. That's unfortunate.
It sucks. It sucks.
That's rough, brother.
It sucks.
We got Oklahoma City already advanced, and then Golden State's gonna probably close that one out.
Golden State's gonna win that.
The Rockets have no offense. You can't come back from 3-1 with no offense, man. Like it's over.
It's over with. It's over.
Yeah, it's over. Let's go to the Eastern Conference. Cavs look pretty good, man.
Yeah, kind of easy to say. 55-point win after a 30-point win the game before.
That's the thing. That's why I was like, oh, this team is for real. Like, because we've been talking about it. The one thing I've been nervous about, hey, can you finish a series on time, right? They've never done it. They've never just got somebody up out the paint. Oh, they're focused this year. They're in Miami, all the reason to be distracted in the world, and they came out there, we going home, and we not playing the fourth quarter. Like, that was the message being sent. Jared Allen just steals the inbounds to start the game.
I think he had 6 steals in under 30 minutes.
Yes. No, in under 25. No way he played 30. No,
under 25.
Dude, no starter played more than 25 minutes. There's no shot.
Let me see. Let me look at the minutes. Because that's crazy.
Have you looked at the plus minuses?
Bro, I don't even think you want to look at those.
No, he rolls plus minus.
Oh, man. Oh, Evan Mobley, 23 minutes.
Yeah.
Jared Allen, 25 on the dot.
Yeah. Nobody played more than 25. It was that kind of night.
Damn.
Donovan Mitchell played 25. Max Strus played 21. Sam Merrill, 19.
DeAndre Hunter, 21. Ty, 21.
This is how you know it was an ass whooping. Isaac Okoro, 13 minutes. Craig Porter Jr., 12 minutes. Javonte Green, 12 minutes, 11 points.
Hooping.
Tristan Thompson, 12 minutes, 7 rebounds. It got out of hand. I think the lead was up to 60 at one point.
Yeah, it was up to 60. It was up to 60 like a minute or two left.
Yeah, look, I think I have to thank the national NBA media. I think they created a monster. All the doubting, all the, remember the series in New York, all this shit about Donovan Mitchell has created I don't even know what to describe it with, Cove. Because the level of focus, they were closing out. Like hard close. I saw Dean Wade sprint close out.
But
40.
Stayed in position. He didn't like over close out. He didn't
stayed in position and then close him to the baseline. like perfect closeouts. Up 40.
Candace Parker was like, look at that closeout by D Wade.
Parker was like, damn.
They're good.
Damn, they ain't letting up at all. It's insane. Donovan Mitchell was diving for loose balls. We was up by 30, dog.
Listen, they destroyed the Heat on the road 2 games in a row without Darius Garland playing.
Dude, with no conscience, like absolutely no conscience, dog. None. Did not have any kind of remorse. Just straight up destroyed him. Ty Jerome makes the nastiest Ty fuck you 3 I've ever seen. Just turns around like, I guess it's dropping. Like shrugs. And what, the Cavs shot 46% for 3? That's not even unusual. like, here's the thing too. Nothing that happened in that game other than Tristan Thompson and Craig Porter playing playoff minutes. Nothing that happened in that game was unusual. Evan Mobley getting 17 and 7 and 23 minutes. We've seen it.
Hey, bro. Tyler Hero had 4 points,
Dog, he had 4 points, 1 of 10 shooting, 1 of 9 from 3, which just tells you exactly how suffocating the Cavs defense was. 1 attempt at the hoop.
Man, bro.
Dog, I knew the Heat were in trouble when I saw Bam's shooting splits in the first 3 games, and he was like 5 threes, 2 layups. I'm like, oh, he's scared to death of Evan Mobley. And by the way, Evan Mobley, you get Bam's Olympic team spot from here on out, dog. Like
they'll both be on the team. They'll both be on the team.
You are officially better than Bam Adebayo. Like, bar none. I don't want to hear it anymore. He drove on fucking Andrew Wiggins from the perimeter.
Hey, yo, I saw that first bucket. I was like, yo. I was like, Andrew Wiggins washed? He washed now? Because that was crazy.
Andrew Wiggins. Like the athlete Andrew Wiggins. And Evan blew by him. Not like off like an angle, caught it on a good pass. No. Like he did this shit and then just blew by him.
I was like, that's a crazy first step. I didn't know Evan had that in him.
Hey.
From the 3-point line, from the 3-point line, drove. I said, "Oh no, it's gonna get crazy in 2 years."
I was listening to somebody. They had to remind me that Bam is an all defensive player.
He is.
He wanted no smoke with Evan Mobley this whole series. Like nothing to do with him. Oh, did the future come? Because like Bam's not even old. He's like what, 27?
I don't even know if Bam's 27, bro. I don't even know if he's that old.
He's 27, 1997 out of Kentucky. He's 27 years old. He was he played high school at the same time Lonzo was.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I remember they played in high school. But Evan Mobley is better than 27-year-old Bam Adebayo. I'm ready to say it. Both sides of the floor. Because like that's just what Evan did offensively. Defensively, good Lord. I know Tyler Hero don't ever want to see him again.
They never want to see the Cavs get. Bro, did you know? Did you realize this is the first time that the Cavs and the Miami Heat have played against each other in the postseason? Did you know that?
Yeah, I think they said something about it when we got lined up with them.
First time they ever played against each other in the postseason.
Now, did you also know the biggest ass whooping ever delivered in NBA history was also a Cavs Heat game?
What, last game?
No. It was in the 90s.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna search it up. Biggest blowout in NBA history was Cavs Heat. Oh no, that's playoff. We beat that one. Let's see here. Oh, Oklahoma City must have broke it. They beat. Oh, Memphis Grizzlies broke it when they beat Oklahoma City by 73 points.
Ooh.
In 2021. Well, did Oklahoma City get their lick back? And then the Cavs in the 91 beat the Miami Heat by 68.
Sheesh.
Yeah, it's crazy. And they could have added a 60 bomb in there for real. But they went on a 5-0 run to end the game.
A 60-piece loss in an elimination game.
Because I've been listening to like the Miami Heat people, and they knew about certain things about this team, right? I don't think they really knew about Ty Jerome. I think a lot of people are going to get caught off guard by Ty, even though they really shouldn't at this point. But, you know, I've been hearing Ty's only going to give you one game of that. No, Ty's going to be very productive all series. And Ty don't got to score 30 to be helpful. That's the thing. Sometimes he can. And I make this point with the Cavs. When Donovan Mitchell scores 40, that's your best chance to beat the Cavs because shit's gone wrong if Donovan Mitchell has to score 40. If Donovan Mitchell was sitting there with 12 minutes and 12 points and it's the third quarter, I know that scoreboard looks bad for you. Okay? Because it was one of them nights where like Max is making shit, Ty's making shit, DeAndre Hunter just went nuclear in this game, just started making anything in the third quarter. And what this is what the Cavs do, right? They could just bring guys off, and it's like, oh, it's DeAndre Hunter's night to go nuclear off the bench, or it's not Jalen Tyson. That's not going to happen. Ty Jerome's night to go nuclear, or Evan Mobley get you going early, or Jarrett gets 22 like he did last game. Donovan was really good in this game, super efficient, 8 of 15 from the floor, 4 of 8 from 3, and every 3 he made was just very disrespectful. just very disrespectful 3. And then more importantly, right, people ask the question about the Cavs defense, can we flip the switch on? I think the answer is definitively yes. Like, we were wondering if they still had it defensively, right? And look, Darius Garland, the most that he ever scored in this series was 112 points. Every other game was 100 or lower. 87 points in game 3. 83 points in game 4.
You saw what I tweeted when he went out. When we found out that he wasn't going to play the last 2 games.
Yeah, it made them a worse matchup for the Heat because then the Cavs just brought in extra bigs because they could do
it's
that.
Like, I was like, if Darius isn't out there, you're not going to score on this team, bro. I was like, if he's not out there, you're not going to be able to score.
So the Cavs move on pretty convincingly. They look like a 1 seed. And it was interesting watching like Miami Heat people react to this because they came into it hopeful. Let's see if the Cavs are for real. We got guys who've been to championships on our team, all of this stuff, right? Heat culture, this and that. The Cavs, the lights are too bright. I think everybody is. And one guy even confirmed it because he said it. He's like, you play the Cavs, you think it's 2022. It's not 2022, 2023 anymore, dog. Those days are over, right? And I think game 3 was the confirmation. Game 4 was the stamp on the fucking letter. Like, yeah, it ain't that. This team has a killer instinct. This team's going to finish you, and this team's going to kill you if you give them the chance. Just disgusting work. They went up 30 early in that game, and the lead only got bigger. They didn't let off nothing.
Yeah, it's just you could tell even from like the first game when I was listening to Candace Parker like commentate on it. I was like, oh, y'all haven't watched the Cavs all series. Like you haven't watched the Cavs all year. You have no.
Meryl starts making shots. Wow, who's this guy?
No, it was it was the way she was talking about Ty Jerome. I was like, oh yeah, you haven't watched.
Oh yeah, yeah. Ty's like very basic 101. Like we knew about Ty for like 4 months over here, right? We've been talking about it. Ty gonna get you a couple playoff games. That's why we want that contract extension signed.
Even with the voting for 6th man of the year, Ty was 3rd.
That's crazy.
Behind like him losing to Peyton Pritchard, like I was like, okay, I can understand that. But him being 3rd behind what's his name in Detroit?
With Jalen Durden? No,
it's not Jalen Durden. Malik Beasley. Like behind Malik Beasley.
Crazy. That was
kind of like I'm watching the way Ty is playing. I'm watching the way Malik is playing. I'm watching the way Peyton's playing too.
This team
I'm like
expected so much.
So I was like, people weren't watching. People definitely were not watching the Cavs this year.
I heard Darius, he was on a podcast. He was like, I'm starting to get tired of this whole small market excuse, dog. like
people don't watch them play. Like people don't watch them play.
And people be running their gums about them. And I'm like, I was watching that game like, oh, y'all done created a fucking beast. And I'm kind of worried. I'm like, we beat Miami so bad that might come back to haunt us one day. we might have created a super team.
Created some animosity. might be some animosity.
They're never gonna forget that shit. We gave them the worst playoff loss they've ever had on game 3, and then came back and doubled that shit. Yeah, man. Yeah, we better pay attention closely to whatever Miami does in the future because.
Oh, they are gunning for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Let me tell you
one day if they catch you slipping, they gonna want it. For sure. But yeah, man. Dominant performance from the Cavs. And really, it should have been a bigger margin because we kind of let game 2 slip away. We was up by like 25 for most of game 2.
Hold on. We might have got some breaking news. Hold on.
What happened? Yes, we are. Is it Dion? It's gonna be interesting though.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's Dion.
What did he say?
You want me to just put it up to the mic?
Yeah, go ahead.
What'd you say? Cleveland? It's gonna be exciting. I can't wait. Anybody from no, it's not I say that, it's gonna go viral. I can't. Cleveland, Lord, thank you. What'd you say? Cleveland. We're praying for the Giants. Yes, we are. Yeah.
You heard what he said?
Oh, okay. That was before the draft.
Yeah, that was before the draft.
Hey, well, he got to find his fucking peace now. Like, ain't nothing he can do about it now.
That is interesting. That's a little interesting.
I mean, I don't really think it is because, like, what's he gonna do?
I mean, there's absolutely nothing he can do about it now.
There's no leverage. He's in the 5th round now. I mean, at this point, you're gonna have to tell your dad, "Hey, bro, chill." I mean,
that might not go over. Like, that might be like if I was in the Browns front office and I heard that, I'd be like, "Oh God."
That Coach God. Prime on the fucking phone right now trying to talk to Andrew Berry, apologizing. Like, they look, he understands what time it is. Your son a 5th round pick. Like, we'll talk about it in just a second. But Coach Prime understands what time it is. Like, it is time for you to and coach Colorado, my guy. Like, hey, if Shaddor get to that second contract, maybe we got to worry about it. But until then, we in a Dion free zone. It don't matter what that motherfucker got to say. Because the Giants weren't hoping for him.
They took Jackson Dart.
We knew that was going. I told you about the Giants, man.
Oh yeah.
I remember telling you, like, hey man, I would have assumed that they would do this.
Like you called that one for sure. I will give you credit. I give you credit.
The white dude from Ole Miss. It's them. Yeah. The Giants been trying to draft Eli Manning for 30 years. Okay,
you called that one from a mile away. I'll give you credit. I'll give you credit where it's due.
I remember my dad telling me about them Giants. I'm like, oh, they old school about it right there. Like, yeah.
Chris said Jackson went in the first round because of me.
It was so fun.
My bad, Shaddor. I apologize, I guess.
GMs was on your Twitter feed like, ooh, a white guy. Okay, let's go.
Let's do it. Okay.
Tyler Shuck at 40. And I don't care what people got to say about Dylan Gabriel, dog. Tyler Shuck at 40 is way crazier than Dylan Gabriel at 93. I will die on that hill. Because what's the difference between Tyler Shuck and Dylan Gabriel, except for Dylan Gabriel's younger and has played more football more impressively?
Dylan's just short, bro.
He's just 5'11". But
short.
Shuck is not good and he's not healthy. How tall are you on crutches?
Does it matter? Does it matter?
He the tallest dude on injured reserve. It don't fucking matter.
Oh man. I guess we got to talk about the Browns. I guess we got to talk about the draft now.
Well, let's go through the Eastern Conference still. We still got the Eastern Conference to go through. Cavs, overwhelming victory there. Who's the 2-7? Boston's going to win that one.
Yeah, Boston's going to win that one.
Yeah. They're up 3-1. Nothing really interesting there. The East is just not that interesting compared to the West.
There's not a ton to talk about. I'm gonna be real. It's not. The Bucks are done. The Pacers are about to win
that one. Are you worried about the Pacers for the Cavs?
I actually think that could be a rougher series. Well, anything is gonna be rougher than what they just had against the Heat. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I'm anticipating 6 games.
Yeah, I think they could get. I think the Pacers are going to win at least a game for sure.
Yeah, I do wonder though. It seems like Tyrese Halliburton is one of them players that players feel like you can really shut down if you want to. Because like every former player who talks about him is like, nah, he not like that. And then you saw that poll,
the most overrated player poll,
Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, he did beat Rudy Gobert, which is
that's crazy. Yeah. So
that's kind of.
I do wonder when a team that has the defensive weapons like the Cavs like game plans against him, what does Halliburton look like?
He's good though. Like I get
he's good. He's gonna get you. He's gonna get you a game at the very least. Like, and they got Pascal there too. Pascal's so hot and cold.
They just got to make sure that Miles Turner doesn't go crazy on them.
I think they can contain that.
As long as they're not letting, as long as the Cavs bigs outplay the Pacers bigs, they'll be fine.
I wonder if the Pacers try to fall in love with like we're going to isolate Darius Garland game plan, because I always feel like it's a horrible plan.
There's really only one team who can exploit it like that.
Yeah, it's Boston, and even Boston, like it's not
Boston.
always successful when they do it.
like they get the switch with JT on Garland, and they just let Tatum go to work.
Yeah.
What other series is there that we ain't talking about?
We talked about the 2-7, the 1-8, the 4-5, the 3-6. Detroit, the one good series, Detroit, New York, which unfortunately Detroit's down 3-1.
Yeah, it's over with.
Hey man, you know what?
They got hold out that game though. They got hold out that last game. I'm not gonna lie.
I agree. They should have been a foul call. I think it should at least went to overtime, but there's no way to do it. But I have to do something on this show that I don't normally do.
Oh yeah, it's that time. But wait for this.
Towns was fucking cooking. Like,
there it is. Woo. There it is.
That fadeaway on the baseline.
Hey, no, that fade. Them 2 buckets was the 2 toughest buckets of Cat's career, dog. I'm not even gonna lie.
Bro,
they were cold.
I was on the Detroit Pistons because I'm like, man, this motherfucker made that. You can't even hate.
It
you
was
sound like Paul George. Hey, it's a bad shot.
It's cold, bro.
He made that shit, and then he flexing on you. I'm just like, yeah, this is his moment, bro. Like he got it. He got it.
I was like,
he made that shit.
I was like, this for Q. This for Q right here.
he said, if he knew of me, he would be cussing me out. Like, and I'd be like, all right, you know what I mean? I can't say nothing. That was an undeniable shot. Bro, he was undeniable in that fourth quarter. Like every 3 he made, just smack. I'm like, oh man, like Cat having one of them games where I'm gonna have to be quiet about him for a couple weeks.
It was the 3 right after that too. I was like, shit.
Hey, I ain't gonna hate when you're undeniable. I ain't gonna hate.
Oh shit, bro. I was like, hey man, I ain't gonna lie. That was
an unhateable fourth quarter. He didn't do nothing goofy. He didn't turn the ball over. He didn't like get mad at the refs. I'm like, nah, man, you got it. I was hating.
Like, that wasn't even a regular 3. That wasn't a regular 3 either. He was like several feet behind the 3.
No, it was nuts.
When he shot that shit.
It was nuts.
All net. No doubter.
No. I'm gonna have to be quiet for him for about a week. He gonna do something versus Boston to make me be like, this motherfucker Cat, man. Like, he gonna do something about a week. I know for a fact. This how Cat works. But hey, I wasn't familiar. I was familiar. I know he can do this. But all right, shit. On the road, hey, can't say nothing about that.
They still should have lost, though. I can't believe they didn't call a foul on that.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I can't believe they didn't call a foul on that.
And then they doubled down on the 2-minute report, which was crazy.
And then they Josh Hart. Hey, I fuck with Josh Hart because they asked him, it was like, did I make contact at the end? Yeah. Was it illegal? Shit, I don't know. I was like,
here's another factor to this, dog. You didn't get that call at the end of the game. Now, we've watched 4 years of JB Bickerstaff be the coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers. That kind of shit disproportionately happens to JB.
It does.
Why? Because they don't like this motherfucker.
I'm telling you, bro, when they get the chance, when they get the opportunity,
they
take it
over. Like
they take it.
They will do it with joy. Like that's why I know they fuck JB over on purpose. Like they didn't call the foul. They ran up out of there immediately. They knew they fucked up, and then they doubled down on a press conference and in the 2-minute report. I'm like, okay, they were just going. He could have challenged it, they were gonna fuck him over. And JB, why the fuck did you challenge 5 minutes into the game? When I heard they challenge 5 minutes into the game, I was like, God damn it, JB, why are you still the same?
That's the other thing. That's the other part of it, though. You do this to he does it to himself, though. Like he puts himself in these positions where, like, if you give him a chance to fuck you over, you know they're gonna fuck you over.
And he keeps doing this because he was like so hot about something that happened. Like he be wanting to prove a point versus these refs.
You're not going to prove the point, bro. You're never going to do it. It's never going to happen.
Look, everything about this Detroit series is like, man, JB's not a bad coach, but JB is still JB.
Go to therapy, brother. Please talk to somebody. Talk to somebody, please.
Because look, I was not surprised when I saw all them no calls at the end of the game. They was just letting them motherfuckers wrestle for a quarter.
They're letting them fight, bro. They're just letting them fight.
Yeah. And I know,
which I appreciate personally.
And look, I've watched JB in the series versus the Knicks. That's gonna happen. That's gonna happen. They don't like him. They don't like him. Like watching how bad JB is with challenges and then seeing Kenny Atkinson, it's like, oh man, dude. Like
it's night and day, bro.
Kenny Atkinson be winning challenges. I don't even think he wanted to win. I'm like, he got to give Ty Jerome this one because he been working hard.
Kenny's such a better coach.
Our offensive sets, you watch the Cavs offensive sets, and then you remember what they looked like in the playoffs a couple years ago, and then you watch the Pistons, and you're like,
9 day,
God, man,
9 day.
And then man, they get an offensive coordinator and an anger translator.
You just need a therapist, bro. He just need a therapist.
How old is JB? Is he like in his 30s still?
He's definitely in his 40s, which isn't old for an NBA coach, for a head coach.
Yeah, JB gonna be really good on his third team. Like when he's 55, he mellow the fuck out. But you would think somebody who's 46 would be mellow by now.
You need to let it go, bro. Let it go, bro. Let it go.
He hates the refs. It is wild.
Every coach in the NBA hates the refs, but don't nobody behave the way that JB Bickerstaff behaves. Adam made a great point. This is his third team.
He's never changing.
Maybe the fourth time's the charm. Who knows?
Nah, he ain't gonna get a fourth one, man. Like it's gonna be a while till he get a fourth one. And he's not gonna get fired anytime soon from Detroit. Because the thing is, they don't realize these are his limitations yet. They just think Detroit young.
They legitimately had a crazy turnaround. He spearheaded this much like he did with the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, look, I see the headlines following a painful JB Bickerstaff mistake killed the Pistons in crunch time. You gonna see more. You gonna see more.
They'll get to the same spot the Cavs are at.
What's it? The Cavs for 4 years?
Yeah.
2 years with Donovan. It'll get there. It'll get there. Yeah. Look, man, I'm gonna give JB Bickerstaff the Mike Brown Award. Good coach, always gets fired. Always gets fired. Mike Brown, always turning teams around, always getting fired.
Always.
Did he just get fired this year?
Yes, he did.
Yeah. Sacramento fired him. Yes. My man has picked up so much severance money. It's insane.
Good for him.
He got that Cavs severance money twice.
Lakers got the Lakers severance, you know what I'm saying?
Yep. Where else has Mike Brown coached? Let me see Mike Brown's coaching career.
I think it's Cavs twice, Lakers, Kings. I feel like there's a team I'm missing.
He was an associate for the Warriors he
was an associate head coach for the Warriors.
I don't know what he be doing. Like, because you got to ask questions at that point. Like, is Mike Brown an asshole?
I don't think that's what it is, man. I feel like a lot of times he's just like he puts himself in kind of like crazy positions with organizations that are in flux.
Yeah,
because even with like the Cavs, they were in flux when he like they were in flux at one point. The Lakers were certainly in flux because that was like the end of Kobe when he was the coach. Like end of the Kobe years.
That was such everybody knew that was an awful job to take too.
Yeah, it was like the end of the Kobe, like end of Kobe's like
correct me if
career.
I'm wrong. That was after an exhaustive search where it was obvious Mike Brown was not who they wanted to hire.
Yeah.
Like, weren't they going after like trying to bring back Phil or some shit like that?
They were trying to do a whole bunch of stuff, bro. Like Mike Brown should have.
Didn't Luke Walton end up coaching the fucking Lakers at some point?
Yes, he did, but that was like later on after Kobe retired.
By the way, every time I see JB, I'm like, there go Luke, and Luke part of the problem, brother. Luke is part of the problem. Ain't he supposed to be the offensive guy?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, fire him, dog. Fire him. What from Cleveland, what you saw Cleveland this year lose you and turn into the greatest offense we have ever seen in Cleveland history. And you like, nah, man, Luke's still my guy.
He's a loyal man.
Hey, man, Luke Walton might be the worst coach to stay in the league so long.
Hey, bro,
he's living off that assistant era.
I was about to say, being an assistant for the Warriors back when they were like the Warriors, they carry a lot of weight, bro. They carry a lot of weight.
Yeah, because what? Mike Brown was there. Kenny Atkinson was there.
I was like, Kenny was there.
Yeah.
Kenny clearly the best coach.
Yeah, Kenny got these boys focused. They said they wasn't celebrating nothing after that. They was going back home. He's like, take advantage of your rest. I'm like, all right, we locked in. All right, last hour of the show, we're going to talk about the Browns.
Yeah, y'all know what time it is. What y'all been waiting for.
We wrist watching.
Hold on, though. Before we put the wrist up. Hey, wait, hold on. Curtis, come on screen real quick, Curtis. We know you there.
Curtis, but it's not your AP, man. Let's see it.
Come on, man.
Let's see it, Curtis. Let's see
it. You fought it for so long, bro. You fought it for so long, but now it's that
Curtis.
time.
Come on,
Curtis.
Yeah. Everybody in chat, clap it up for Curtis. Come on, bring Curtis on stage. Curtis. Come on. You acting like I can't force you on stage. Bam. yeah. Put that wrist up, big dog.
Put that wrist up, man. Hey,
I felt so bad at his draft party because they was playing nothing but Shaddor Sanders music, and I'm like, ooh, that's got to be rough for 3 hours. Like, that shit is loud. Like,
oh man. You know, good for Curtis, man. I know that was hard for him.
I know, right? Where Damo at, man? Damo gonna bust down his AP anytime.
Probably not.
I was at the barber shop and I saw Corey put the tweet out. I'm like, oh shit. Oh god.
You knew the second we traded up what was
I
going
knew
on.
it. I knew it when they traded up. I was like, oh yeah.
It does make me feel better that we had to get in front of the Eagles because, like, if they wanted him, then something was up.
You said they knew something?
Yeah, it was like, I'm not gonna let value fall by. Right? Like, they got fucking Jahad Campbell at 30.
Man, Howie's so good at this shit, man. Howie's so good.
Howie's not like it. Somebody made the play. I don't even know if Howie's good at it. Like, how
he
good
was asked at drafting before because he took JJ Arcega-Whiteside over DK Metcalf. He's had some misses, and they learned from him. Like, hey, just draft great players. That's what he did.
Not trying to get fit. Just get a good player, right? I think that is the overruling like draft philosophy of how he has been. And low-key, it's been the Browns too, right? Where it's like, I don't care about fit, dog. Like, we'll figure out fit if the player's good.
I think that was the mentality for this past draft that they just had. It was just like, we taking the best players.
Yeah.
we don't care. We take the best players.
We want to go by pick.
Real quick before we get to the Browns, Curtis, man, you know what? They tell us to stop bullying you so much.
Oh, yeah.
How you feel about the Seahawks, man?
Oh yeah. Hey, there's a world where Jalen Milroe's there at 93, and the Browns have Jalen Milroe and Shaddor Sanders on this roster.
And that would be crazy.
Could you imagine Twitter?
Could you imagine Domo?
Play for play. Every preseason, dog, it'd be the most locked in people have been to the third and fourth quarter of preseason games ever. Like,
man, but how did you feel about what the Seahawks did? I feel like they actually had like
a
pretty good draft.
Miller 83 is good.
Yeah, I thought they drafted well. I mean, when they drafted Great Zabo, I'm like, God, so predictable. But I was at the movies during day 2, so I'm like looking at my phone, seeing who they drafted. I'm like, oh, they got Eman Warrior. I'm cool, and I put my phone away. Then once the movie was over, I got 2 alerts on my phone. Seattle drafting Jalen Milroe, which surprised me. And then the Browns doing that, we going to talk about that later. But, decent draft. I'm not mad at it. Solid
Y'all
draft.
got a lot of my favorite guys. Elijah Arroyo, he's old, though. That's the only thing in injured. He got a lot of injury stuff. Torrey Horton, that's a nice little grab there in the 5th round. Damian Martinez.
Okay.
And then Ricky White.
Yeah, good
Not
draft.
bad there. It's 238. Not bad, like Ricky White. Some good moves there. I thought the Seahawks had a nice little draft. We'll see what happens with the class in total. I did notice that they made Jalen Milroe the biggest picture in their draft graphic.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah,
I noticed that too.
That's interesting, right? That's a little interesting.
That's a little interesting.
Look, the Browns are going to go out their way to act like Shaddor Sanders is not famous. Like I saw a lot of people like bringing up how they reacted. One thing to keep in mind, it's Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry, and these people have no emotions. So, like, I wouldn't be surprised if they just didn't feel anything outwardly. But also, you draft Shaddor, you got to play that optics game where you can't look like you feel like you got a first-round pick in the 5th round.
Yeah,
Because then people won't treat it like that.
Yeah, you don't want people to treat it like that.
Yeah. But let's talk about Mason Graham, man. Curtis, stay on here for this. Why were people acting like Mason Graham is not like, because even when it happened, I'm like, I'm disappointed we don't have Travis Hunter. But then I saw people like, Mason Graham, he's fat and can't stay on his feet. And I'm like, you watch 2 things on TikTok about Mason Graham. Please shut up.
Like everyone was making these comparisons, saying that, oh, we got
people were
Bill
calling him
Taylor.
Danny Shelton. I want to choke somebody out. I'm like, there's no way you watch him and think Danny Shelton.
Like that, like people.
Danny Shelton's a war tech. They don't even play the same position.
Exactly, and like people are saying, oh man, we didn't really need an interior defensive tackle. I'm like, yeah, you kind of did.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
The interior defensive line looked a little bit weaker than it was this past season. You got rid of Dalvin. I'm like, Mason Graham, I don't mind that. And then everyone's saying, oh man, our pass rush is fine. I'm like, no, it is not. It's okay at best, and you're making it better. Like, the thing I hate with Browns fans is that they act like they don't know how to evaluate talent the right way. Like, they'll praise an average player, but when an elite player is right in front of them, like, I have to see more. I'm like, come on, man, what are we doing here?
Hey, man, I thought about Mason Graham from the jump.
Yeah, Mason Graham's good. Really good.
Certified.
If we get Mason Graham, I'm happy. I'm perfectly fine with that.
Certified people mover, right? Like certified people mover. Absolute. And look, I watched some of that tape and I'm like, yeah, I know why Miles wanted this. Because Miles like, I'm gonna clean up some of them. So finally, I'm gonna clean up somebody else's bullshit instead of people taking my sacks, right? Like, so yeah, Miles gonna get the sack record if Mason Graham works out. And like good at run defending, really good at keeping his eyes at the mesh point. And he doesn't get stuck onto offensive linemen, right? Like a lot of these deep, like Walter Nolan, people would be like, oh, well, he flashes better than Mason. And it's like, yeah, the flashes might look more impressive, but he gets stuck onto his man a lot where he can't get free. Mason Graham is never going where the offensive lineman wants him to go without a double team, right?
And he's pretty good at anchoring and splitting double teams too.
Yeah, that's the one thing I noticed as well. Like he can split and anchor double team well, about as well as I think. For him being undersized and the arm length, like people looking at that as like a big deal. I'm like, not really. We've all played football before. We've all had guys who were on the D line who were undersized and had like short arms. It doesn't matter if they got good power and a good base to it. Like, I feel like people overrate that a lot when it came to Mason Graham. Like, he's a certified player. We overthinking this.
I ain't gonna lie to you. It might be a situation. If this was Marshawn Graham, I think people understand it a little bit better. I ain't gonna lie.
I don't know if anybody in chat was in spaces when they made the pick. The first thing Domo said, it was like, "Hey man, I'm gonna be real. When's the last time?" It was like, "When's the last time you seen a white defensive tackle be great?" I said,
"There's like 3 in the league right now."
I was like, "Domo, there's like 3 great white defensive tackles right now." I was like, what? It's like a white defensive tackle in the top 5 don't move me. I said, okay.
All I'm gonna say is, look, nobody thinks this stuff about white athletes more than white people. That is a fact. Who were the people who were the hardest on old boy from Iowa? It was white people talking about that man can't play corner. We was on this show like, I think that brother can play corner, right? We saw him dunk on people. We like, I think the young man can play corner, right? So here's what I know. If white people think he's a top 5 pick, if he plays defensive tackle, he must be incredible. Because these are the people who be doing this to themselves. You ever hear Taylor Lewan talk about how he felt like when he was across from a white dude?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I'm not about to get beat by a white dude. Look, we don't have this against y'all. Y'all have this shit against y'all. So if a bunch of white dudes was looking at him like, nah, he's cold. When I saw Chris Long go, nah, he's cold. I'm like, oh, okay. Okay, we good. Like, we good. When Joe Thomas was like, no, that dude's cold. I'm like, okay, all right. He's winning all the important demographics. Like,
I encourage everybody to please go watch film breakdowns of Mason Graham.
Yeah.
He's really, really, really good.
Yeah, and if he wore like the number 9, had one long leg sleeve and not one other one, and then a visor, and his name was Marshawn Graham, I feel like people would be like, I'm excited. He's Quinn Williams Jr. Right? Like, it is what it is, right? But Mason, you know, y'all gonna love that once y'all realize what that one is. If you don't know much about Mason Graham's game, don't say nothing stupid for now, right? Just chill in the background a little bit, because that's what I had to do for the Browns' next pick. Carson Schlesinger was not familiar with this game.
I wasn't familiar.
Once I got familiar with this game, I like what we got there. This is all-around linebacker, big guy, big size. He hits people, as Cole says, really good eyes, too. He's not just a crash test dummy, right, where he just shoots downhill. He's somebody who reacts well, has really good reactive eyes, and really good instincts at the position. I think that dude's going to work out for the Browns. We'll see.
I think the one thing that kind of stood out when I was watching him was like just like the intelligence, really. Mm-hmm. Like he's like the perfect combination of athleticism and intelligence at the position.
Are you saying it's a surprising amount of speed there for Carson?
Definitely sneaky athletic. Definitely sneaky athletic. not even sneaky.
Man.
It's not even sneaky. I'm playing. It's not even sneaky.
Like an athlete. I'm like, oh yeah. That boy can hoop.
yeah, he's good. Like there would be times where like.
Now, Mason is legitimately sneaky athletic because, like, you would not think by looking at him. Then you watch him play, you're like, oh, this is one of the bendiest guys in the class, edge or tackle.
Like, Mason has like a crazy strength in his lower body.
And then them hands is quick.
Yeah,
you can tell he
and strong. Like he be knocking dudes off like real fast. Like,
when you watch Mason Graham's hands, is that what sells you? Because you think about how hard that would be for you to block. Like if you got out there, you just try to put a hand there. Oh shit! Well, you saw what he did to Jonah Mahim?
Yes.
Nah. Nah, them hands is crazy.
He was no hesitation. Get the fuck off of me.
I think Vash Lombardi was like he did up downs.
No, Carson's actually like fast as shit. To be completely honest with you, bro.
No, he's a good athlete too at the position.
He's fast as shit. I was like, yeah, that's gonna work.
Bro, when I saw Jason Tarver jumping for joy when they turned that card in, I'm like, that's probably gonna work out. Jason knows what the fuck he's doing at the position.
Man, I hope JOK bounce back because him and Carson together would be crazy.
With these defensive tackles,
would be nasty.
Yeah, it's gonna be free. Dog, Devin Bush might look crazy. Like what? It's just space. Miles, Mason, Mike Hall. It's just gonna open up, dog. It's gonna be like running behind the fucking Cowboys offensive line in 2012. Like we gonna get some linebackers paid that should get paid with this defensive line. Like straight up, your life is so easy. You don't even have to fight off blocks. Like you won't be caught off guard when a guard gets to the second level on you. It's great.
Man, crazy.
Great. That defensive line works out like it looks like it can because Mike Hall looked good. Mason Graham, I think he's gonna be really good. And we know what Miles is. And like with Isaiah McGuire, he got the easiest job in the world. Hold down that side. Don't blow. don't blow contain.
Listen, him and
to come to you.
Him and Alex Wright, easiest job in the world.
Yeah, just like, all right, get to the outside, hit it, and then slide your feet, brother. Like, play that contain, just in case it come back your way. That's all you got to do. They gonna slide all that shit over to Miles and Mason. You ain't got to worry about that. Just don't get caught in the wash. You're good. Like, their life is super easy. And then they went Quinnshon Judkins. I have been on the outlier side of this where I liked Quinnshon as much as people like Travion, mainly because I like physicality, and Quinnshon gives you so much physicality.
He's definitely the more physical of the two. He's definitely the more physical of the two, 100%.
Yeah, he likes to hit people, right? I think my comp for him, and I think Glenn Cook, the assistant GM of the Browns, used this comp. Kareem Hunt, a little bit faster than Kareem Hunt on a 40, but on field, similar long speeds. The vision, not great like Kareem Hunt, right? Like Kareem Hunt had really suspect eyes, but he ran so hard that it really didn't matter. I think a similar thing can happen with Quinnshon early in his career. And from his history at Ole Miss, he could take 30 carries, he could split carries and still be a very productive running back for you. And he has that big bruising body. You don't have that right now in your running back room. Even if you bring back Nick Chubb, Nick Chubb is never, in his prime, he was never a great short yardage back. That's what Kareem Hunt was always there for. So even if you bring back Chubb, you have a short yardage guy who can handle those responsibilities. And then if you bring back Nick Chubb, you have somebody who could take the bulk of the workload, and then you can sprinkle Chubb in on like select drives here and there. And then Dylan Sampson's probably going to be the guy they try out at third down back. I don't know how that's going to work. Not as big of a fan as the Dylan Sampson pick, but for where you got him, it's not a bad choice. Go ahead.
Man, I was surprised. At first, I was surprised they took a running back that high. Because I was like, damn, like they got an extra second round pick and then used on a running back. That's a little crazy. And then Travion went 2 picks immediately after they took Quinnshon. I was like, oh well, maybe they evaluated this right. I was more of a Travion guy personally, especially what he does in like pass pro and shit like that. Like I was like, yeah, that's
there's a clip of Travion putting Mason Graham on his ass. Like
I was like, that's my guy. That's my guy.
No,
but Quinnshon is really good, like you said, very extremely violent runner.
Mm-hmm.
Can carry a workload. I kind of think that he
gets downhill quicker, right?
He does.
Like, he gets downhill way quicker, and I think that's what they want somebody who they don't have to worry about on first down. especially if he's going to play right away. And like that was the whole fucking problem with the running back room last year. It's like we could not get positive yards to save our lives. And as much as I like Travion's a home run hitter. He does what Jerome Ford does, but at a much, much higher level. And this Browns offense really needed somebody who can get the ball and just, okay, maybe you're not getting the most yards you can get out this play, but give me fucking 5 yards so we can be on time on offense. And I think that'd be more important for him. And I think that's what the thought process was behind this pick. Because the 3 guys, there's like 4 guys in this class you felt like could do that. Agenti, Omarion Hampton, Caleb Johnson, Quinnshon, and Quinnshon tested way better than Caleb did, even though Caleb has better eyes. But Caleb's not really as downhill as Quinnshon is.
Of course, Caleb was my guy in this draft, and of course he was the Steelers.
Easy.
Every year, there's a player I'm like, man, I really want the Browns to get him, and then the Steelers take him, and I'm just like,
well, they got Will Howard too.
That's not even who I wanted. Like even like going back years, like remember how bad I wanted the Browns to get Keanu Benton,
and then Nick Herbig,
and then they both ended up on the fucking Steelers.
Yeah, last year it's just the fucking Ravens for me. Last year it was what, Roger Rosengarten.
Yep, yeah, that was your guy.
About Roger Rosengarten.
That was your guy.
About Roger. Then Roger goes to fucking Baltimore. He's really good. And I would just like to point out to the people who incessantly stay on my jockstrap about these kind of things. I hear a lot about Perion Winfrey. I never heard y'all say, hey, but he was right about Roger Rosengarten though. Off my nuts. Okay. Off my nuts. Okay. But in all seriousness, yeah, that's just the pain of being in this division. These guys are going to draft people you like. Right?
Bengals took Shamar Stewart.
Mm-hmm. By the way, they're pissed about that pick.
Why do you mean they're pissed about the pick?
The Bengals fans hate that pick. Now,
why do they hate that pick?
A lot of it's because they took Miles Murphy in the first round a couple years ago.
Oh yeah, that they get a little bit.
They are cold feet on edge rushers who weren't productive in college.
Everything's not the same though.
Bengal fans, they ain't feeling that shit at all right now.
Yeah, that's a good pick to me, especially where they got him. Like that's the perfect time to take the chance on him.
I mean, he's all right. He tested well. It's just people look at the production, they're like immediately drawn away. I'm like watching the tape and looking at the film breakdowns. I'm like, there's something there, but he's a project. He has to get his moves and sets down. So I understand why some are angry at that. I think, if I were them, I would have maybe went corner, but Shamar Stewart's not bad. He ain't bad.
And when I watch Shamar, every time I watch Shamar, the biggest problem with him is that like he gets in the backfield a ton. He just doesn't finish sacks when he gets back there. Like it's so weird. Like he'll be right next to the quarterback every single time, and he just never wraps up and finishes the sack. It's so weird. It's weird watching it actually.
It's Jadeveon Clowney-ish. Right.
Like he gets there. Like he legitimately gets there.
He has more of a 4-eye game than like an edge game. Like he's like a big 3 tech. And like a 3-4 would be like his perfect fit. But now because the game has changed so much, he's more of a power end and sometimes even a wide end in a 4-3 system, if you want to categorize it like that. Like I feel like if the brother went to Georgia, he would have been way more productive, right? Where he gets to be in that 3-3-5, they get to kind of like attack him different ways. He would have had more production. But he played the surf technique to a lot at Texas A&M, so he wasn't really asked to get downfield. So I get it. We'll see. I don't really know what Cincinnati's trying to build there on the defensive line too, but they do hate that pick, which I think they're going to come to regret their takes about it. I think that's a good pick for them. Yeah. But who else? Did anybody else get? Let me see what the Ravens drafted real quick. Let's see if I get pissed off here.
Oh, Malachi Stark. Sorry, Domo.
I was just happy they get Nick. They got Mike Green. I'm good with that. I am so good with that.
That zero tolerance policy for violence against women went out the door, huh?
Oh yeah, the only player that I kind of like that they got LeJohntay Webster and
I wanted the
Carter
Browns to
Vincent.
get LeJohntay Webster, but
Yeah, well, I don't think you can draft any Colorado guys right now. You don't want to
you
make a
can't. That
message.
was dumb.
Yeah. So yeah, you got a bit of a perception game to play here if you're Cleveland. Yeah, hey, I don't really like Baltimore's draft. They went Emory Jones at 91. Okay, yeah, I'm happy for you.
Oh yeah, I
Not
forgot
a big
you
fan.
didn't like Emory Jones.
Not a big fan. Are you a big fan of him, Curtis?
It's all right.
I thought he's a 5th round pick.
Yeah, I remember you are not
Not an Emory Jones guy. Nah. Mike Green's cool.
It's just the off the field stuff.
Well, it's the off the field stuff, and I think he got overrated early in this process. People were talking about him like a fucking top 10 pick. He's not going to be a top 10 pick.
Yeah, like people were gassing him up because he put Josh Connolly on his ass at the Senior Bowl. I'm like,
he's going to be a big flash guy, right? Like he's going to have games where he flashes, and then he's going to end the season with 6.5 sacks, right? Like. That's kind of who he is. Also, hey man, extremely unimpressive that Ohio State game. I don't care what people say about it. He did that shit on the worst offensive lineman that Ohio State had on that roster, which was the right tackle. That man's god awful, by the way. Is he still playing at Ohio State?
No, he actually got picked up by the Cardinals.
Yeah, he's
undrafted free agent. So
sometimes in a film breakdown, I will do this to demonstrate something that's kind of cruel, but it brings the point home. Where I'm like, hey, if you want to see how special John Simmons is, look at the fucking right side, right? Look at how this guy reacts to the same action that the defensive line is running, and look how inelegant he is, right?
Inelegant.
Yeah. You see the guy's fucking tripping over his feet. He's not good. You see Josh Simmons, that's how you know he's different. Even with Mason Graham. You want to see how good Mason Graham is? Watch Kenneth Grant. And you're like, man, Kenneth's getting stuck here. Kenneth's not moving like that. They try to pull Kenneth Grant out and have him rip on the edge to bend, and it was so disgusting. You see Mason Graham do that, he's got a nice little tight angle. You're like, okay, that's the difference between the top 5 pick and wherever Kenneth Grant's gonna go at defensive tackle.
Who took Kenneth Grant, by the way? Because he went the first round.
Was it the Dolphins?
Yeah, the Dolphins took him.
Okay.
Don't love that for them. I don't like taking Michigan players outside the top 10. Dicey history, right? I don't want a helmet scout, but look at every Michigan player that did not go in the top 5 or the top 10. It gets dicey, right? Them really good dudes from Michigan, they usually work out. But the David Ojabos, every other defensive tackle, was it Mozzie Smith?
Mozzie
Smith.
Remember Taco?
Yeah, Taco Charlton.
Taco, he been on Birmingham the last 2 years on the bench.
Yeah, Taco wasn't great. Who else they have?
Yeah. I watch him right next to Mason Graham, and I go, yeah, this is why I don't care that he's not giant.
He's quick, man. He's quick.
Yeah. And it's every play, too. Then they got Harold Fannin, Universal, everybody's favorite pick for a bunch of different reasons.
Everybody in Brown's Twitter was on Harold Fannin the entire time.
Yeah, we've been mocking him there to Cleveland since December.
So something like that before the
game.
Yes, basically. We've been aware.
Since
he's young too.
Since Bailey Zapp got inserted in the starting lineup, we've been like, yeah, man, Harold Fannin, Brown, that makes sense.
Yeah, he's 20, super productive, good athlete.
A lot of local guys too. Every year they bring in a local guy. I think that's intentional. And I fuck with it.
Yeah, they picked the right one. They definitely picked the right one
because they got Mike Hall last year.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and again, it's part of building that program. You want people who it means something to them. You draft them to stay home. That's part of it. That's a bonus. I don't think it's gonna work out that way every draft class, but I think it's a plus that they saw there. So that. The Dylan Gabriel pick, probably the universally most shitted on pick the Browns have made.
Sorry about that,
I'm
Dylan.
not as low on Dylan Gabriel as like apparently some people are. Cause I went in that space and people was like, he's gonna go undrafted. I'm like, he wasn't. Like, he definitely was gonna get drafted before like fucking Curtis Wark. Like, what? Like, what? Graham Merritt's got drafted. Graham Mertz. I didn't even know he was in this fucking class.
Did he get drafted before Shaddor?
No. The only quarterback that got drafted before Shaddor was Dylan Gabriel. Tyler Shuck, Jackson Dart, and then Cam Ward.
And then Milrow too. Yeah. So he was the fifth quarterback taken or sixth. But yeah, man. Like, I get it. It's a third round pick. It's Dylan Gabriel, but it's really a fourth because it's a comp third. Right. If this is the worst pick they make in the draft, I can live with it. If the worst pick they make in the draft is with the comp third that they got for trading Amari Cooper, okay, and who knows? He might be a backup. I mean, if he's a backup, it's semi worth it. This is what I'm gonna say. When they made the pick initially, I was not happy. If any of you were in spaces, you understand I was not happy about the pick. But I will say, after having multiple days to sit with it and familiar myself with Dylan Gabriel, not mad at the pick. Think he might be all right.
I know Corey hates Dylan Gabriel.
Hates him. Was not happy at all.
Yeah, I know Corey's not a big fan of Dylan Gabriel.
He was pissed.
It's a hell of a 2 days for him, right? Because they go from taking like the guy he likes. Well, look, it's not like there was one guy he hates more than Dylan. A couple guys, but
I was about to say, it's not just one.
Yeah, the guy he doesn't like the most is he played for Texas. So, but
did he get drafted?
Yeah, he did 7th round, right?
Yep.
That's about right. Hey, look, y'all look to be funny. Well, I'm like, Quinn Ewers is an undrafted free agent to me. Like,
he should have stayed in school.
Why? Who transferred? Hold another program hostage?
He had a crazy NIL opportunity.
Where was he going to play?
Who cares? Well, he should take their money,
bro. Like
take the money and get that draft stock somewhere.
What draft stock? He gonna be you think anybody gonna want to draft old Quinn Ewers? Curtis, bro, but you want another year of tread on that tire?
Now think about it. Not
where you gonna go that's more talented than fucking Texas? Like he got the high nose for. If this man go to fucking Florida Atlantic for a year for the bag, it's gonna look awful. Okay, like,
hey, I still would have took that money.
Hey man, UPF.
Nah, I still would have took that money.
Don't let nobody
take the cash.
Make
sure you save it. Just make sure you save it.
Nah, man, you can get. Here's what he's betting on. I'm gonna be a backup. Right, and that backup money, if you could get it, it's better. It's better than NIL, more stable too. Come with benefits and shit, a pension. Not get that backup money, because right now you coming off a national championship run. People gonna be like, "Oh, well, he's a winner." They're gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. You go somewhere and you fucking stink for a year, like Florida State. You're not even fucking winner. You're DJ Ukulele, like just fucking hoping to play tight end somewhere. Like, this way you at least get to be a quarterback. And God help you if Texas was like, nah, let's start him again.
Yeah, they definitely wasn't gonna do that.
Yeah, man. Quinn Ewers is like horrible, dude. Well, I remember my dad asked me about him. What about Quinn Ewers? He could be a late round final. Like, he's fucking awful. He's garbage. And I don't know why he asked me, because the whole national champion, the whole playoff game, I was like, Quinn Ewers is fucking awful. Like, I'm not worried about this. Ohio State's gonna win this game. Quinn Ewers sucks, bro. And then Quinn Ewers made one throw, and I'm like, just wait for it. What Quinn Ewers do? what Quinn Ewers always does. He sucks. And I love the shit on Ohio State when I get the chance. And I was like, nah, this ain't going to be the day. Quinn Ewers ain't going to make this happen.
Shout out Quinn, man. Shout out Quinn. He did what needed to be done. Shout out to him.
What transfer?
No, sucks Ohio State. Sucks Ohio State can get to the national championship.
No, that's what the best thing he did for Ohio State was transfer because that's how he ended up in Ohio State's way. Okay, like where's Ohio State without him transferring? They got Arch Manning playing. That might be a loss.
Man, shout out
We'll
Quinn.
see what Arch does though. Like he still got to fucking play. Like,
yeah, we still got to see the generational talent.
yeah, and look, I'm telling y'all right now, he's not going to be in the 2026 draft class.
No, he's going 2027.
And he's definitely in 2027.
Yeah.
So anybody getting your hopes up in chat, don't say I told you about to do that shit. No, he is not coming out this year. You can argue with me, say I'm wrong, but I'm telling you right now, that man's coming out 2027 at least. Maybe 2028, because 2027 going to be crowded.
DJ,
Dylan. I mean, Darian, if Darian has a good year in the ACC, after having that good year at Tulane, don't let Lenore Sellers decide he want to come back to school for the bag and be in that 2027 class.
man.
Yeah. Either the 2026 and 2027 class are both going to be really good, or one of these classes are going to be ridiculous. And if it's going to be a class that's ridiculous, it's going to be 27. You heard it here. Spoiler warning. Well, hey, look, if we get that, here's the one thing that can win that trade for the Browns is if Travis Hunter is all right, and if we somehow flip that extra first into a quarterback and Caleb Downs. Woo!
Man.
How you going to score? Kick, returns, and defense, buddy.
Oh, every junior. That's what we need.
Could you imagine Caleb Downs on this defense, Curtis?
Ooh, ridiculous.
Here's the thing, too, because I was talking to Tyvus about this. I'm like, the dream about with the Browns is that they so worried about the pressure. You could do whatever the fuck you want when you a DB. You hop in everything. He like, oh yeah, I'm sitting. I got Miles out there. I'm sitting. I know the shit coming short.
Ooh, let us get Ed Reed, man. Let us get Ed Reed.
Man.
It made me feel so good if we had Ed Reed Jr.
Yeah, let the quarterback take a year to figure it out. Let us get fucking Jeremiah Smith too. In 2027. Look, you were 3 draft picks away from a dynasty. You get a quarterback, let's say Kay Klubnik or Lenore Sellers. You get Josh Downs, and you add Jeremiah Smith, and buddy, you got a championship brewing right there. Like,
Man,
woo!
ooh, wait.
Let me tell you, Jeremiah Smith, first wide receiver taken first overall. No, it's a quarterback draft in 2027. So.
But it's a quarterback draft, so he's not gonna go first.
Damn, he might go like 4th or 5th.
Better for us.
Dog, if we get a quarter, like if the Browns need to hit a quarterback in 2026, so we could be open to the idea of taking Jeremiah Smith. I'm gonna be out there lying to it in the pre-draft. Yeah, he's lazy. He showed his ass at meetings. You know, he won that national championship. The boy acted like he don't know how to act. You can't draft him, but you ain't got a veteran.
Just insane lies about
club.
Insane lies.
Oh yeah, just all kind of lies, dog. I'm about to lie my ass off, try to force Jeremiah Smith to fall wherever I am. Then I'm gonna take him in the pick. I'm gonna take him in the press conference. I'll be like, just an exceptionary young man. Exceptional honor roll student. Did you know he graduated in 3 years? Nah, the generational lying will be done for that kid.
Hey, that Dylan Sampson pick though was kind of surprising.
Who's
not super surprising.
I thought they would go like Jadon Blue at that point, but he went so far later.
Mm-hmm.
But Yeah, I thought they were going to go with somebody who was more of a defined 3-down back. I think Etienne was gone at that point, right?
Yeah, he was. I think he was.
Yeah. Because I think Etienne might have been their first choice because they were looking for more of that change of pace guy. I mean, Sampson was incredibly productive last year at Tennessee. My big worry with him is he wasn't productive versus good teams. That's the opposite that you have with Harold Fannin, by the way.
Oh yeah, Harold Fannin was lighting good teams up.
He took this shit personal. His out of conference schedule was insane. Like what, Penn State and Texas A&M, two teams that one made the conference championship game, the other one came a game away from making the conference championship game. And Penn State was one of the best defenses in the country. I think they had Kevin Winston at the time still too.
They had, I think Kevin Winston. Yeah, they did. I'm trying to think. Did Kevin Winston get hurt earlier or
He might have
later?
got hurt trying to card Harold Fannin because it was barbecue doo-doo. Okay, all over them, dog. Like 147, back-to-back weeks.
Hey, Harold was cooking, bro. He was cooking this past season.
Hey, bro, he didn't have to play a damn down in the MAC after that. He could have called it a day after that. Getting him at 67 is tremendous. And then there's the last pick, Dylan Sampson. We talked about him a little bit. And then Shaddor Sanders.
Man.
So much to think about this. We talked about when we spoke on the OBR about why it is that Shaddor fell. I broke it down into two parts if you didn't hear, where it's like, I think the combine interviews combined with how they felt about the tape and everything else surrounding him, as far as his dad and all the other shit, was why he fell from like wherever people thought he was going to go out the top 50. Once he got out the top 50, all the other shit that was surrounding him became a brutal stop for him to be drafted, right? Like I brought this up to Cole. It probably did not help Shaddor that when these drafts went on commercial breaks in these draft rooms, Shaddor Sanders got 3 commercials with 3 different brands, and every ESPN draft commercial got him featured in the center of it. Probably not very helpful, right? When you're trying to get taken in the 4th, 5th round, because he's very famous, very, very high profile for a guy who's not going to carry a position that you traditionally want somebody who's high profile to be in. That being said, I've seen some people get real revisionist about the tape. Was the tape top 10 pick? No. There was no argument for me there. He was not a top 10 pick. The tape was not top 10 pick. Was the tape top 40 pick? Yes. Like, most certainly. Late first, early second, everybody had that grade on him. Anybody acting like the tape. Like, I think I was listening to Bomani Jones talk about this, and I was like, I think he might have had a point if he only fell out the first round. But he was like trying to make this point about how the tape and everything. I'm like, nobody thought his tape was 5th round pick. Nobody thought his tape was 5th round pick. Like that's revisionist, right? Like that's a world that it is surprising that he fell to the 5th round. People acting like it's not a surprise. People acting like they saw it coming. Shut the fuck up. You were like me, and you thought he would fall out the first. You did not think he would fall out of day 2.
Yeah.
Only person I heard say that was Joe Klatt after like day 1 of the draft. But Joe Klatt had this dude in the top 10. So
you basically making an argument that you anticipated Dylan Gabriel getting picked before him. No, you didn't.
Yeah, like nobody saw it coming. Nobody thought that, like, maybe you saw Jackson Dart over Shaddor. But Tyler Shuck over Shaddor was never, like, nobody was like realistically predicting.
Like, come on, bro. Nobody thought that was gonna happen.
Hey, look, here's the beautiful part of it. If all the stuff that made him fall is overblown, he should be able to beat out Dylan Gabriel, or at least make it clear to the coaching staff that he has a little bit more to offer than Dylan Gabriel. And then you might land on a starter. if everything they said is a big problem, then it ain't your problem. And it is what it is. Like,
just cut him.
Well, I will wait a year.
You gotta give him a year.
I'll wait a year. Because one, why throw him away when you got Kenny Pickett possibly starting for you?
True.
You don't need to come back to somebody. And also, somebody made a great point. Hey, man, last 2 years, the fourth quarterback has played in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Last 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, Deshaun pretty much played all of 22, right? Well, no, he played that second half of it. So second half, we only had 2 quarterbacks play. Yeah. So 23, 24, we've had 4 quarterbacks play. Yeah. It's not the craziest thing to roster for. And like, if you're not getting the vibe that anybody wants to trade for Kenny Pickett, you could probably get away with putting him on the P squad and then activating him if you need him to start for a week. So he's the de facto backup if you get a week, but you could throw Dylan Gabriel out there in the middle of a game. There's a lot of ways that people aren't thinking that you can maneuver this. And Deshaun Watson is not a factor. I've hearing people like they got 5 quarterbacks in that room. No, the fuck they don't.
They have 4.
They have 4.
Got 4.
Deshaun is not there. Okay. So like Deshaun Watson can get healthy. This is when I realized certain people just don't pay the fuck attention. Because I think Babadi insinuated that Deshaun was going to be in the quarterback room. Like, shut the fuck up, bro. Like, he's not about to be in the room. Like, that's not happening. He's not going to walk in there and play.
Yeah, he's done, bro.
He's done.
He's done.
Jonathan Jones was on CBS talking about, he's never playing again for Cleveland.
It's over.
It's over.
Perhaps.
We're not talking about it anymore.
GG's. You won. Whoever you want to say you is that won, you won. Okay.
Yeah, it's over. Like
if you were on the opposite of Deshaun Watson, you won. Okay.
It is over. We're good. It's done.
Defeat like the Miami Heat in Game 4. we ain't even try to fight you on that. But yeah, I think it's a great pick there. I mean, what more could you have gotten? What pick could you have taken in the 5th round that has a higher upside than Shaddor Sanders?
None.
And like, if this truly he fell because he was a tough evaluation, then I feel good about that. Because also, here's a weird thing about it. I don't think the kid doesn't work hard. That's never been the impression given out. I just don't think they prepared him for the process.
Yeah, that's kind of what it sounds like.
I don't think they were like serious about making him train the whiteboard, making him do mock interviews. It seems like he just kind of went in there and ran with it off the top of the dome, right? And you know what it's like? This is the stupidest comp I'm going to come up with. It's like going to Funk Flex without a freestyle ready.
Oh, like
yeah.
Like
yeah. You become a fucking meme within NFL GMs. Like, he went to Funk Flex. You know how you're supposed to go to Funk Flex. You talk for one segment, and then you spit some shit that you wrote 3 days ago as a freestyle on the second segment. And he just talked for the first one. That didn't go too well. He didn't prepare for that. And then they was like, all right, spit something for us. And it was obvious he was hitting you with the cat in the hat. Like, just like the straight off the dome fucking trash bars. You're like, what the fuck? He ain't write nothing. And that did a number. That did a number on folks. I wonder if they'll ever release his pre-draft interview.
Probably not.
Because the Eagles did for Jalen Hurts. And I wonder if like Shaddor ends up good. We finally get the pre-draft interview. What if we find out it wasn't even that bad? Because he contends that his interview with the Browns went well.
Maybe it did. I mean, he on the team.
It probably went well with Philly.
But then again, did they wait until the 5th round to get him?
Yeah, they went with DG. So I'm telling you, I don't think it went well.
I know whose process did go well. Dylan Gabriel.
Tyler Shuck must have been fucking amazing.
Extremely well.
For Tyler Shuck to go from like 7th round guy to pick 40, he's the Tim Boyle of the draft, dog. Like, how the fuck did you get here?
Top 40 pick, Tyler Shuck.
Hey, man.
Salute, bro. Salute, brother. Good for you.
The Saints have like a really old school GM. Is that what's going on there?
I have no idea.
I don't know what's going on.
Weren't they rumored to be hiring like John Gruden?
It was a rumor that they were going to put him on the staff, but they never materialized.
So they got football guy fuckery going on in New Orleans. You know good and goddamn well what I mean when I say football guy fuckery. Oh, he's big and strong.
Listen,
because look, nobody gets fooled by the guys who look out of central casting more than the fucking football guy. Right?
Listen, it is what it is. It is what it is.
He's got the intangibles. Yeah, football guy fuckery. I think that's part of it. That's got to be part of it. It doesn't help that the teams looking for quarterback this year were like the Giants and the Saints. And then obviously Tennessee. Because these are just some of the most clownish quarterback, clownish GM rooms in the NFL as far as process goes. But we'll see. We'll see. Anything else to talk about before we get to these super chats, man?
We talked about all the draft picks. Is there any undrafted free agents that any of y'all think are?
I don't care about any of them.
You don't care about any of them?
Yeah, I don't think. Maybe they got a safety in there. I think they like Ronnie Hickman more than y'all think they like Ronnie Hickman.
I mean, I think the safety from Pitt got a chance at least.
Yeah. Maybe to make the roster, special teams.
You know what I'm saying? I think he's got a chance.
If they really felt like they needed safety, they would have got a vet. Because what you need back there is a babysitter in Jim Schwartz's defense. And to be fair to Ronnie Hickman, that's what he does well. He's not gonna make plays back there, but he'll babysit. I mean, as much as you invest on defensive line, unless that dude a playmaker, like a Caleb Downs, you need a babysitter back there. You don't need somebody thinking they a playmaker fucking up the back end. You need a playmaker if you're gonna get one. But Curtis, can you put the first super chat on the screen for us, brother?
Hey y'all, real quick. I think my Chrome browser is about to restart.
All right.
Give me like 2 seconds. Hold on.
And you making your Chrome overheat, dog? Well, it did.
Well, it did. So we can start the super chats. We can start the super chats now.
Yeah.
If that's all right. First one is from Iceman the Boss. Okay, now he's back. So we're gonna add him to the stage. There you go. Okay, all right. Yeah, all right. The first one's from Iceman the Boss. He says, average age of 25, class is 21.5. Say, Drew, I heard you like him young. Oh, all right. Okay.
Listen, the one thing I've noticed in this entire process, and Andrew Berry has been the only general manager who's been in Cleveland long enough for us to pick up on trends in my lifetime.
Well, I mean, what's his name had trans. Raider Farmer had trans, but
drafted ass. That's it. Drafting ass was his trans.
Just bullshit. That's what he would do. Just straight bullshit.
Drafting as much ass as we possibly can was his trend. But the one thing that you could always look to figure out who they're going to take, who are the youngest players in that draft class? Because they took two of them.
And they would have took Kevin Winston.
Yeah, they would have took Kevin Winston. So they took Harold Fannin, who's 20, and Dylan Sampson, who's also 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, they draft the youngest players they possibly can.
Harold Fannin did that shit to Texas A&M 3 days after turning 20. Sign me the fuck up.
Yeah, I think that's one pick where I'm like, I feel like we gonna be looking back like, how the fuck did they get him?
Hey, I'm not gonna question it. I'm just looking forward to that mesh rail that they're inevitably gonna run with David Njoku, Jerry Jeudy, Harold Fannin, and who gonna be the running back? Who you out running the rail in that situation, Curtis? Because you got Davis running the ball route. He's gonna hook it over the ball, right? You got Harold on one end running the other, probably Jeudy running the other mesh. And then what on the rail? You want to put Jerome Ford out there on the rail, or you want to put a wide receiver there? You want to put we could put Cedric Tillman on the rail.
I think I want Jerome on the rail.
I guess put Jerome on the rail route.
I think you want Jerome on the rail, right?
That's why I wanted Jadon Blue because I'm like, yeah, you can put him on the rail. He'll win. He'll win if he gets leverage. Now imagine Travion Henderson on that rail.
Man, touchdown.
JP gonna hate that offense. It's gonna be like mesh rail. Something with the backside dig, mesh rail. Bullshit.
Something with a backside dig, mesh
Gabriel and Kenny Pickett are your quarterbacks, dog. Yeah, mesh rail. Just throw that bitch. All right, it was next super.
All right, next super chat is from Akalon. He says, if you're ever looking for content, please review Cleveland food spaces. I would love to see your thoughts on local places.
I gotta throw my homeboy.
I really don't have any, honestly. I really
gotta
don't.
throw my homeboy G. Bush under the bus here, man. They had that man eating a Polish boy at Whitmore's with the fork. I was disgusted. I had to text him immediately. I'm like, brother, was you eating one with the fork? You're like, no, they set it up like that. Nah, I don't know. You from Canton, dog.
You say you can?
Them Canton McKinley guys, you can't trust them, you know.
Not with a fork. I would definitely review all the vegan.
By the way,
in Cleveland.
By the way, best Polish boy in Cleveland, Sadie's food truck. If you're from the east side, you know this is facts. And if you don't know it's facts because you never went there, my dad is a Polish boy connoisseur of sorts. He has gone to every Polish boy place, and I trust that man. And I've had to say these Polish boy. It is the best in Cleveland. It's a food truck. It's right there off the highway, and you know when you try to get to Cleveland State, it's about around there. Okay. Off that highway. Yeah. Sadie's food truck. That's the best Polish boy in Cleveland. Whitmore's is not the best Polish boy in Cleveland. Sharks got a better Polish boy. I ain't gonna do them like that. They got a better Polish boy than like what's the fucking drive-through Cleveland barbecue joint nowadays? What they call it?
What's talking about?
They got like they got a bunch, it's like a chain now. They got like a bunch of locations in the drive-through. There's one on Lee Road.
Curtis, you know what he's talking about?
Can't think off the top of my head.
It's like the mid Cleveland barbecue place. Like it's Cleveland barbecue, but it's mid, and they got a drive-through.
There's some mid. Is it B&M's? Because
B&M's, yeah, B&M's is 7.5 barbecue.
No, there's a B&M's down the street from my house. Never going ever there again. It's like bad.
Yeah, the original one's better than the chains, but most B&M's are pretty mid. Like, not terrible.
I'm just sitting over here like because I've been vegan for.
You've been vegan for so long, yeah. You know.
I'm like, what are y'all talking about?
Sharks on Lee. Look, they got their days. They're not cooking, but boy, with Sharks on Lee cooking, it's the best. Okay, like, especially like they shrimp dinners, crazy. What else? Well,
somebody said Swenson's.
Swenson's god awful, man. Get that out of there.
Swenson's most overrated place ever.
I suggest food places too. People just like get mad at me because I'm suggesting places that are actually in Cleveland instead of like on the west side. So Yeah, if you got to be comfortable, getting your food in the hood. It's fine during the day. Like, you ain't gonna get in trouble during the day. But yeah, like Mount Pleasant, if you want Whitmore's the way it used to taste, go to Mount Pleasant Barbecue on Kingsman.
People suggesting Swenson's. Like, Swenson's god awful.
Crazy, bro. Like, is this audience wider than we thought?
Yeah, if you're trying to get food on the west side, talk to me. I know where to go. Like,
y'all doing Swenson's?
I'm definitely not doing Swenson's. Absolutely.
The Whitmore's in Kinsman, right next to Chagrin. Oh, stay away. Stay away from that one. Warrensville Heights Whitmore's is the only one you can really go to. The one on Lee Road, Lee and Harvard. Kim's, I hear good things about Kim's. I ain't never had Kim's myself.
Kim's been good.
Kim's cool. But wing special, Whitmore's got the wing special now. Everything else, Sharks on Lee got that. And really Mount Pleasant's wing specials is better. Because that's like the original Whitmore's. It's like a split between the family. There's some kind of shit going on there. But this is very Cleveland. Let's get to the next super chat.
Extremely Cleveland.
That was very Cleveland.
Yes, this is from Ray Rags. I think we already know this by now, but the Browns have UFA tendered Elijah Moore, which turned him into a compensatory free agent if he signs with another team before July 22nd. If he doesn't, Browns have exclusive negotiating rights.
Cool.
All right. Yep. We are.
Appreciate that, Ray Rags.
Yeah,
right,
I can do that.
We will see what happens. We'll see that happen.
But this is another one from Ray Rags. Here's the problem with the trade. It's not just, I think he's talking about the Luka trade. Here's the problem with the trade. It's not just that he traded him. He didn't even try to get the most value he could have.
Hey, shout out Nico.
You trade somebody because you fed up.
Shout out Nico. He helped us out.
And apparently they really are buying like that. They didn't know that it was going to be this much of a backlash. That's how I know they was in the bubble, because they was just mad about Luka internally. They thinking them fans are mad about Luka. Nobody was mad.
Not my problem. Thank you very much.
This is the next one is from Bell Atkins. Had a friend I haven't seen since 2018 call about Sanders. He told me getting him in the fifth was like getting a Martin Scorsese Oscar-nominated movie in the $5 bin at Walmart.
Well, I feel like we doing a lot.
We doing a lot now. Like, relax.
Doing a lot. He's good. Listen, I think Shaddor is good. I think
he ain't that good.
I think he could be a starting quarterback in the NFL and be pretty decent.
I already feel Curtis hating.
Yeah, you can feel it. You felt it, right? You felt it. That
good. I'm like, I agree with you. But
I call him the G-Shock savant for a reason.
Look, I see Curtis seeing all of this like admiration, especially for people who don't really watch that much football, and I could just feel the hate building up in you. It's gonna be crazy by the time we get to the preseason. Like,
oh God,
how long you think it's gonna take for Curtis to actively root against Shador? How long you think it's gonna take?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be what?
Give me the first training camp clip when he throws a deep ball down the field.
Week 5, because Curtis gonna hold it in until somebody suggests that he should start over somebody. Like in a regular season game. That's what Curtis is going to lose it. And all I'm going to suggest to you, Curtis, is you get a Colorado Bluffs hoodie if you want that to happen.
I ain't spending my money on a Colorado Bluffs hoodie. I ain't gonna do that.
Hey, man, if that's what has to stop the trade for you, it might come down to it.
I just feel like if he starts week 1, it's going to be crazy because I already know what's going to happen. Look, I already know. I can see it right now.
So when Shaddor is inactive on game day and that becomes like a big storyline in week 1, because like, again, a lot of people reacting to the story are not me and you. We fucking watched the waiver wire after the UFL season's over because we want to see who's going to get picked up, right? We're deep into the weeds. A lot of people who are like super excited about Shaddor, right? And they're going to be like, Shaddor, he's not even on the active roster. They're going to think he got cut or something like that. It's going to become a big storyline. And that's what Curtis going to lose his shit. That's what Curtis going to lose his shit. The first week he not on the active roster, and they got to explain to Sexy Red why it's not a good idea to come down there that week. That's when Curtis going to lose his shit. And I'm gonna be honest with you. Sexy Red tweeting that thing about coming to the Browns game. That got Curtis halfway there.
I was like, Sexy coming to the games? Okay.
Every time he sees Wallow and Gilly in that big ass hat, he's like, "Oh my god."
Y'all already know. I'm not gonna say the comment, but Sexy Red coming down to me. Like I'm gonna keep that comment to myself. I ain't trying to get in trouble, but
You say you gonna be there. You say you gonna be there.
No, I'll probably just go. No, I'm good. I just head to the stadium. I'm good.
Yeah. I can just see it bubbling up in Curtis, dog. Hey,
you trying so hard.
Hey, man, subscribe to the SB Nation newsletter because come October, Curtis gonna be like Shaddor Sanders, a story of overhype and opportunity.
Man, you better chill out. I ain't gonna try, man. I'm not gonna do all that.
And then all the people you don't like love him. Like that's also another factor too. So yeah, you gonna say something true about him after a preseason game, and then people gonna attack you for it, and you go. I can see it right now, Curtis. If I were you, I would just avoid talking about Shaddor Sanders.
I would do more.
In order for you to give him a fair shot, because how people react to you talking about him is gonna make you say "fuck him." I already can see it.
Hey, somebody said, "Sexy Red it's gonna be Cleveland's Taylor Swift." I'm so in on this season.
You know
already.
what's even better? I don't think people outside of Cleveland understand that that's a good fit.
It's an immaculate fit.
Sexy Red in Cleveland. That is
anonymous.
That is a perfect fit, actually.
That's all I got to say.
She would be beloved here. Oh, man.
I saw some people be like, it just seems weird to see Sexy Red in Cleveland. I'm like, the least weird place you see somebody like Sexy Red is in Cleveland.
I was like, no, this is perfect, actually.
You, sir, have never been to a Hanini Petroleum.
Oh man.
I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. That's what you say.
Let's get the next question.
Man, next one is from Soul Train. He said, "Enjoyed the live last night. Go Browns."
Oh yeah, man. Shout out to everybody who joined the space. Anybody in chat and on Twitter is always welcome in my spaces. Q, shout out to he popped in for a couple of them during the draft. He had some thoughts he had to get off that he couldn't share on stream. You see how Dennis says she's still 100% steal your comments. 100% steal your comments.
All I know is when Sexy Red popped off, 4 people came to mind. I was like,
if you know, you know.
Oh shit.
Oh man. I wish we could play the video. I wish I could
play
the video.
Right.
I say in I say in the chat.
So, do you care to repeat those lyrics on stream?
Absolutely not.
Oh man, let's get the next one up.
All right, this is from Ski Slope Logan. Call CPS. We win us a Cavs commit. Okay.
Oh
no, that wasn't child abuse. That was elder abuse. What the Cavs did to the Heat. They took old Yeller back and just shot him. I was looking at Pat Riley. I'm like, well, people are getting traded. Like this whole Tyler Hero and Bam thing, this ain't lasted long. Andrew Wiggins,
that man.
I hope you rented. I
haven't seen that man look that miserable my entire life.
I hope Andrew Wiggins is in an Airbnb, brother. Okay.
Pat Riley, He is
Pat
not
Riley
having
is gonna get rid of you. What the second Evan Mobley took you off the dribble
it. Dunked.
and banged on you, and you didn't do nothing. Oh yeah, it's over. By the way, Tyler Hero, pack it up, brother. Pack it up. Hey, you might be an Orlando Magic next year. Like, they need somebody who can shoot threes. They'll make up for your defensive woes because the way you got bullied, antagonized, and didn't do shit. Nah, that's no. You can't keep that. And honestly, like I know Bam's too talented to give up, but dog, what happened to Bam this series?
Bam just quit, man. That's all that was.
It's got to be that. It's got to be that. Because I was like, damn, this who Bam Adebayo is? He ain't hoop one time. Let's get to the next question.
All right, next one is from Ray Rag again. The last 2 games combined, the sixth man of the year is 3 points, 1 of 4 from the floor, 0 of 2 from 3, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, and 6 fouls in 20 minutes per game. Ty Jerome would never.
Hey man, when Ray Rags decides he about to hate on you, he get all the stats. I fuck with it. He had minutes per game on there. He was like, not only is he not hooping, he's wasting 26 minutes. Like, I'm surprised you didn't pull up the Luke Cornett shooting splits. See if they're better. Like,
man, the Cavs have a crazy opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
To show the world who really is the best team in the East.
Hey, look, it looks like they know it.
Crazy opportunity.
They did not fuck around with it. They were not about to be like, oh, we're gonna let this linger and get to a game 5. No. We're gonna get done, get healthy, let my boy rest, and then we're gonna play the Pacers.
Yeah, all right. Next one is from Iceman. He says, is Shaddor calling Stefanski dad at some point?
That's so strange.
That's
Come
so
on,
weird.
man. Come on, man.
By the way, did you hear Kevin on the call? He was like, hey, man, God works in mysterious ways. Brother, God didn't pick him 5th overall. Like,
you did that, actually. That's what you did.
Like he magically fell to the 5th round. You fist bumped after taking the quarterback in front of him. Hey, if this works out for the Browns, the revisionist history that the Browns propaganda machine is going to push out here is going to be immaculate. You ain't never going to hear Dylan Gabriel, right? They go, oh, they slept on him. He's an underdog. That's when I knew he was a Brown because he was getting slept on. I'm like, we slept on him the most. Like, we had like 8 picks. Like, we were the pick that made everybody go, all right. This is going too far. Like when the Browns took Dylan Gabriel instead of him, that was when everybody was like, okay, this has to end.
All right. This is another one from Ray Rags. JB raises your team floor by a lot, but he also lowers your ceiling by the same amount. It's nuts. He's like the Kirk Cousins of NBA coaches. I wouldn't go that far and say he's the Kirk Cousins of NBA coaches.
Like angry Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, I've never seen Kirk Cousins be that angry.
Oh, I've seen him be that angry. I'm pretty sure he was pretty angry when he got his job took.
Oh,
yeah. And you like that? That dude punches walls for sure. For sure.
Yeah, the JB thing is just like he can always get your team to like a baseline of good. But if you're trying to get to great, I don't think he's the guy who can get you there. Mm-hmm. I really don't.
All right, next one. Wait, go ahead. You were going to say
Mark
something.
Jackson. He's just going to have to get fired. You know, like
low key. Okay.
I guess. This next one's from Caleb. He says, catastrophe coming to Cleveland. I'm be so mad when that goofy MF cook us. I'm pretty confident that will not be happening.
If the fucking Knicks took the Celtics out. What?
Yeah, I'd be so happy if they beat the Celtics.
Oh, the Knicks get one game on us. Sure, bro. We getting everything else.
Sure, if the Knicks can beat the Celtics, so be it. I can,
because you know they got to go
Knicks in 5.
They got like 8 players in their rotation. It's gonna be down to 6 guys by the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah,
Cat might get you one game. You already got Jalen Brunson walking off ankle injuries. By the way, are we sure he's gonna play this next game?
They up 3-1, right?
Yeah.
They could probably rest him for a game.
I don't know, man. The Knicks have been so fucking funky this year. I would not let any room for anybody to come back because, like, of all the teams in the regular season, the Knicks are the ones where you look at them like, yeah, they could blow a 3-1 lead.
100%.
And again, it's Cat. And as cool as Cat was cooking last week, let's not forget, unserious shit seems to follow Karl Anthony Towns wherever he goes.
I mean, I fully expect the Knicks to get swept by the Celtics. Like,
it's gonna be brutal.
I don't think they're gonna win the game.
It's gonna be brutal, especially if Jalen Brunson ain't 100% healthy. That's not good for us. Like, I was hoping for Detroit to win. Like, at least if Detroit go down, they're gonna go down swinging. Foul.
Literally swinging.
What's the next one?
Next one is from Ray Rags again. He says, from what I saw, Milroe was the plan, but he got picked, so they took the next QB on their list.
Man, I felt like that at first too, until I saw like the reaction, like when they called Dylan.
And
I was like,
they were like, "Hey man, we're gonna go Dylan Gabriel no matter what."
I was like, it kind of felt like they were gonna take him no matter what.
I think we wanted them to take Milroe.
Like, yeah, we did. I think we did.
But
we all wanted to take Milroe.
It was gonna be DG no matter what, probably.
Yeah, the way they were talking, I was like, oh, they actually love this dude.
Hey, just know if there's a shift here of snaps where all of a sudden Dylan Gabriel ain't getting no snaps no more, it's a good thing. like, because they clearly prefer him. I'm like, oh, Shaddor's balling. And you know who's going to tell us if Shaddor's playing any good? We'll know because that's who the defensive guys want to be good. So they will start talking about it.
The locker room has already made their choice of who they want to be the guy.
They will let you know. And that's why I'm like, you can't just cut him. Right? Like, you got to give that a year. But yeah.
Listen, I'm not ruling out Dylan Gabriel actually like lighting it up at camp.
He might.
I'm not ruling it out.
Hey, look, he's 5'11". He's gonna be good at 7-on-7s. That's not the problem with Dylan Gabriel. If there's no offensive line there, yeah, he's gonna be good. The problem is like, what the fuck does he do when there's an NFL rush?
Yeah, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out quick.
We're gonna find out in joint practice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
well, we're playing the Panthers in joint practice, so we might not find out in joint practice. I don't know. We're not that good, so let me not talk shit about somebody else's team. Like, we talked shit about the Vikings last year. They ended up being really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so let me be humble. Like,
all right, next one's from Autistic Kid. He says, I don't even live in Cleveland yet. Everyone is talking about Shaddor getting drafted. How famous is he? I don't know if he's being sarcastic or he's being genuine, but
extremely famous.
Shaddor Sanders?
Extremely famous. It's not Johnny Manziel level, but it's like a step down. It's not
was more famous in the football world, but like casually, there were people making statements about Shaddor Sanders that never involved themselves in football.
That's true.
Like, that wasn't happening with Johnny Manziel. Well, George Bush was at his pro day, right? But
I was about to say, let's not rewrite what happened with Johnny.
Wasn't out there, right? Like, that's a little bit different, right? Here's how famous Shaddor Sanders is.
Chris said Johnny Manziel didn't make perfect timing. He didn't have to because Drake was making songs about Johnny Manziel at the time.
Yeah, draft day, Johnny Manziel, A. Wiggins, horrific track record for Drake.
Both Cleveland picks, by the way. Both Cleveland picks.
Thank God we got off Andrew. Woo! Salute to that pick. We didn't get off Johnny though. But yeah, here's how famous Shaddor Sanders is. My girl don't watch football. She a Browns fan right now. Okay. That is how popular Shaddor Sanders is. So yeah, he is pretty famous. extremely famous. Keep in mind, and I don't think a lot of us are aware of this because, like, we're not in the demographic of people who Coach Prime was trying to sell his reality TV shows to. But this dude's been on reality TV with his family for the last 20 years.
Yep.
This dude's famous.
Deion's legitimately like one of the most famous athletes ever.
Yeah.
Like ever.
You could argue probably the most famous football player, even more than like Tom Brady.
Yeah. Everybody knows who Deion is.
Yeah, like that's why I was like, with Dan Orlovsky was like, everybody watched Colorado because of Travis Hunter. I'm like, bro, everybody was there because Deion was coaching.
Yeah, Deion's coaching it.
Yeah, like it's a Deion, which is the same point. There's not this media frenzy around Travis Hunter right now. Travis Hunter just doing whatever the fuck he want to do with Jacksonville. Where's the media frenzy? Here. Okay, why? We got the dude's son, and the one that people think is good, not Shiloh, who I was surprised to be picked up pretty fast as a UDFA.
Shout out Shiloh. He had like the coolest big brother moment ever.
Hey man, Shiloh's gonna be amazing as an actor.
On TV, yeah.
Yeah, like once they get him on television, some comedies, 50 Cent about to do that. 50 Cent knows what to do with that, right? Like that is a prospect for 50 Cent in the Power universe. Okay?
He was like, bro, if you fall in the draft, me? It's like,
I'm gonna have to call 50 Cent.
he was like, oh my God.
No, did you see him before the Raiders pick? Shaddor was like, if Jetty there, they not gonna pick me. And then Shiloh was like, they gonna pick you. I promise you the Raiders pick you. And then he was like, oh damn. And then when the Steelers didn't pick him, he was like, I'm about to crash the fuck out, dog. Are you serious? Like, yeah, Shiloh's hilarious.
Yeah.
I can't believe that man was streaming. Like, I was like, y'all gotta stop streaming this man downfall. Like,
hey, if I was Shiloh, like honestly, Shiloh, he might end up being on the roster just for the vibes. Just for the vibes, man.
Yeah, that's his shot, is vibe guy.
And special teams guy.
Yeah. And again, we'll know how good Shaddor is if like more Colorado players matriculate to Cleveland. Like, all of a sudden, Jimmy Horn got picked up at the end of camp. You're like, oh fuck, he gonna play. If Shiloh get cut and get picked up here, oh.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Wait, when they took him, I was like, oh, we about to pick up Shiloh, ain't we?
Nah, you don't do that. You don't do that. No, you can't do that. Right? You got to see if he can stand on his own too first.
I was gonna say, oh,
hey, I would give this credit to Shaddor. Hey man, he handled that way better than I've seen a lot of people handle that.
Yeah, 100%.
That could have been a horrific way of handling, especially when you're that public. He handled it well, and he seems to, like it's gonna be hard for him to outwardly understand exactly what went wrong there. I talked to you about this yesterday. It's gonna be like a 3-year process to figure that out and learn from that shit and become better off that. But I mean, he got to Cleveland right away. He's at the gym in like downtown, it's a Browns Fit gym. I don't know what that gym's like, but got to the gym, at least putting in the optics that he's putting in work. We'll see what he does, man. I'm excited to see if he competes.
They say Shiloh was already on BMF.
I think he played Coach Prime, right?
Yeah, he said he played his dad.
Yeah. No, he's got a career in acting. That's the one. Was he the youngest or the oldest? Or he middle child?
I think he's middle.
Yeah, big middle child energy right there. Big middle child. Got to keep everybody happy. I understand it. Let's go to the next comment.
All right. This is from Ray Rags. Go ask Ohio State, who had 14 players drafted this year, how good Mason Graham is. He literally destroyed them the last 2 years.
Belt to ass.
Hey, man.
Both them games.
Ask Nick Saban. What Nick Saban say? Yeah, it's one of the greatest defensive tackles I've ever seen. Couldn't do nothing with him. And like, good Alabama team. Multiple draft weeks on that interior.
Listen, bro. was absolutely whooping Ohio State's ass. Donovan Jackson specifically.
You know how good you got to be to win
whooped.
defensive player of the game from 3 Tech?
Dog. He was whooping ass, dog. He was whooping ass.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was great. You know, like I want people to put this in perspective. For NFL teams to take this dude in the top 5, when he is not one of these 3 techs that you can see run a 4.40, says everything you need to know about him. Because even fucking Aaron Donald went 12th. Nah, they were like, yeah, let's not overthink this one.
Yeah, you can't get Travis. You can't get Abdul Carter. You take Mason Graham.
Yeah, it's the next best.
Yeah,
you want to go running back, right?
Yeah, you take Mason Graham.
What's the next one?
All right, next one. These last 3 are from Ray Rags. Q Ace was so mad on AFC North Talk. LOL, they have PTSD all the way from Carl Lawson. I guess he's talking about the Shamar Stewart pick.
Yeah, they fucking hate it.
It's a good pick, Mel. It's a good pick.
They hate it.
I hate to admit that, but it's a really good pick.
I think it's gonna work out for them, but they hate it.
Next one is from Ray Rags again. Kolb, I want you to remember who this GM is. They don't like to cut draft picks until they don't have much of a choice.
That is true. That is true. Andrew Berry's gonna keep his draft picks on here until he can't anymore.
They don't take Shaddor if they think they're gonna cut him. Because like they invested the same in Shaddor that they did with Kenny Pickett. Everybody's like, you can't cut Kenny Pickett. You spent a 5th round pick on him and you traded DTR. Well, what the fuck? You spent a 5th round pick on Shaddor Sanders and 2 6s. That's more than you spent on DTR.
Yeah.
And in Dylan Gabriel, you spent a 3rd. They're not going anywhere. Now, Kenny Pickett or Joe Flacco? Well, somebody's got to go. Like,
whoever's worse.
And look, if Kenny Pickett give him any reason to blink, and look, I like what Kenny Pickett's done. Y'all notice how Kenny Pickett been sliding his way into that leadership void at quarterback?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, yeah, I'm gonna say what's up to Mason Graham first. You know, I'm gonna hit up Shaddor and say, hey man, welcome to the team. Kenny ain't never worn the fucking uniform. Why are you welcoming anybody to the team right now?
Listen, bro, he's serious about this. He's serious about this.
Hey, if Joe Flacco, like, I hope you taking this seriously because Kenny is really trying to take your job. Like, he's not fucking around. He looked around and was like, oh yeah, I could get this. So there's something he sees there's giving him extra confidence because he's been talking about starting since he's fucking got here.
Well, I mean, show us what you can do, Kenny.
Hey man, maybe if you manifest it.
We were not impressed at your last stop.
He wasn't terrible for the Philadelphia Eagles last year.
Nah, I mean, I'm talking about the Steelers. I wasn't impressed.
I was about to say he was all right. We got any more?
Yeah, we got 2 more. Another one from Ray Rags again. Man, Jed Willis once wore Joe Thomas number. He would have been more hated here if he wore it with how he played and acted.
Hey, watching that video, it was so funny watching Joe basically say no. Like, there's no fucking way I'm letting you wear my number in like the nicest way possible.
Wait, where's this video?
Hold on. We gotta find it.
Send that shit.
Hold on. I gotta find it. Because
was this like new?
I gotta find it. Hold on. Because I know I saw it yesterday.
Why did he want to? What number did he wear in college? He wore 72 in college? 73?
I have no idea. Oh, here it is. Yeah, here it is. I'm about to send it in the chat. Hold on. He said Kevin shot it down. Kevin Stefanski was like, nah, we not doing that.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Kevin was like, nah, big dog, nah. We ain't doing that. Absolutely.
Why did he want to wear 73? He wore 74 in college. I know 74 is retired. It's Lou Gross's number, right?
I think so.
Well, he gets to wear 74 wherever the fuck he playing next year.
If he gets picked up.
What you mean? UFL got 74?
Well,
Damn.
He get picked up somewhere. But yeah, I'm gonna go watch that clip. All right, we got one more here.
yeah, this is from Chris. He says Mason Graham, and Mike Hall would have got me excited. On top of that, we also have Myles Garrett.
Yeah, the Browns defensive line is gonna be
Triple M's.
quadruple.
Who's the fourth one?
McGuire.
Ooh, Mike, Miles, Mason, and McGuire. I like how that sounds.
Sound like a fucking law firm.
4 M's. 4 M's. Oh, hold on. We just stumbled into something. 4 M's?
Oh, wait, we gotta get the Maybach music.
Maybach.
we gotta get that on the soundboard now.
Uh-huh. M's on M's on M's on M's.
Oh man.
Like that.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
You imagine Jed Wills in camp.
No, I
We gotta
can't.
sit here. Look, guys, it's unfair. He's just not talented. Hey, by the way, Tevin Jenkins and I feel bad for like Ethan Posick because like he needs to recover. This gonna be a hell of a year for him at camp.
Yeah, it's about that time to put him out the pasture too.
Hey man, Mason Graham might do it. On a 1x3, like when they're trying to get Mike Hall to play a little bit out on the edge, and they got him closer to the inside, and that line split, he got that 1-on-1 2-way. Yeah, might be raps. Gonna be a lot of quick whistles. We got any more?
Nope, that's it.
We're good. All right, let's get the shout outs in. Shout out to Carl Anthony Towns. You know, I give the respect where it's due.
Look at you.
I'm growing, mature. Shout out to the anime community. You know, shout out to separately for no reason indistinct. Shout out to Tide. You know.
To Tide,
Yes.
the laundry detergent.
The laundry detergent makers, yes.
Okay.
Shout out to Tide separately. I ain't saying nothing about anime people. Shout out to Elden Scrolls or whatever the fuck they call it. Elder Scrolls.
Yes, Elder Scrolls.
Shout out to Elder Scrolls. What else here? Shout out to the Seahawks, man. Making Curtis happy. I know you thrilled. You excited for the preseason? See
Cool.
Sam
I'm
Darnold.
chilling.
What do y'all call
Man,
y'all
now you
colors
just
out there in Seattle? What do y'all call y'all colors?
The what?
Like, cause you know how we call it like it's we get to see them in brown and orange. Like what y'all name y'all colors out there? Is the neon green or whatever the fuck?
Yeah, we gotta have to talk about Mookie about that. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, we gotta talk about Mookie. We gotta talk to Mookie about that. I have no idea what the color is.
Damn, not even a real fan. Don't even know your team colors. That's crazy.
I know team colors. Don't. Okay.
Dragon the Abandoner said that Claire Obscure Expedition 33 is the best game of all time. I have now heard that from like 10 different people today.
Excuse me?
Yes,
I know.
talk about a video game.
Is that like a Steam early access game?
No, it's been out. It's been out for a minute. And
What the fuck
everybody
is it
got
about? I can't get anything from that title. Claire, who?
Claire Obscure Expedition 33, best game of all time. I've heard it's nuts. Like it's crazy. And only $50.
Me personally, Madden 25 is better. Y'all have a great day.
Expand your horizons, brother. Put the bat down. Put the bat down.
2K clears, bro. 2K clears. Get that bullshit out of here. But appreciate y'all for joining me. I'm about to go out and watch Kendrick Lamar, the concert here. He's in my city. I'm excited for that. So, anybody else, Kurt, you got anything to say before you head out?
I'm good.
We good? What about you, Cole?
You good, Curtis? Shout out Steel Toe Gang. Shout out everybody in chat. Shout out everybody who super chatted. Let me make sure I shout out individually. Iceman the Boss, Ackline, Ray Rags, of course, E.T. Bell Atkins, Soul Train, Ski Slope Logan, and Caleb Gwynn, Autistic Kid, and Chris Russell. Shout out to everybody, man. We appreciate y'all. Absolutely.
Hey, no, first off, somebody kept telling me you look like somebody, and then you kind of did look like that person in my chat all weekend. It's a basketball player. He's in the playoffs.
Talk about me?
Yeah, you. Who they said it. Damn, dude not in chat. Dude been hitting me up saying you look like him. And I remember I looked at him like, he do kind of look like Cole.
Was he a good player at least?
He's average.
He's just
Role
average.
Player for sure. Role player for sure. It wasn't anybody's star. If it was a star, I remember. Want to say it was somebody on the Pistons.
On the Pistons?
All right, man. Somebody just said you look like Will Smith in Pursuit of
Happiness. I did not look like him. Will Smith in Pursuit of Happiness? That's crazy. You trying to say I look homeless?
Homeless Will Smith.
I look like I'm homeless? You trying to say I look like I'm homeless? That's crazy.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
That's crazy. I look nothing like Will Smith. By the way.
Damn. Cole don't look like homeless Will Smith.
I don't look like Will Smith at any point in his life. in any role.
That's crazy. That is nuts.
That's nuts. Oh man, we're not trying to do the me and Q look like.
Not who Curtis look like. No, I'm just playing.
Nah, we're not trying to do who Curtis look like.
We're not trying to do that.
All right, but y'all have a great day. Have an even better night. Peace.